shall be heard. God bless the great state of Ohio and this honorable court. You may be seated.
Good morning. Today's February 24th. We have reviews to do. If you're here for a review, your name will be called. Come up to the table to your right. We're going to review your file with you. If you don't get called and you think you should have, you need to go check in with the clerk. Make sure you're on the docket for today. Call the reviews.
Jarrett Romans, Kyle Akers, Brittany Balco, Heather Ann Blevins, Jeremy Butcher, Jason Collier, Clinton Cremines, Aaron Cron, Adam E. Daniels.
Jarrett Romans, 23,648. Okay, and we add this one to the docket. Got your letter where you say you got a new job and you're going to be on probation for a while. You weren't supposed to come in until March 31st, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
Where are you going to be working?
It's through Charter Spectrum, so I'll be like selling internet services, cable, stuff like that.
Okay. The only thing you've got left to do is the driver intervention program, right?
Correct.
Are you signed up for that yet?
No, sir.
Okay. So, and when do you start this job, 1st of March?
With your permission, March 3rd, yes.
Okay. So you won't be able to miss any work till July?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'll set it, so hopefully you can get your dip school done in July. I'll set it for August 1st as your next review hearing. If you get a certificate of completion in here, because you've got everything else done. If you get a certificate of completion on the dip school filed by August 1st, you don't have to come back, otherwise you got to be here August 1st, 9 a.m.
Alrighty, thank you, Your
What
Honor.
you need to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck with your new job.
Thank you.
Kyle Akers, 22, 25, 27. Kyle is here. Got done your community service.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. And you're doing some counseling with AIM out of Ashland. It's a good report. Can you pay anything on your fines today?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll pay another 100.
Okay. Is this my copy to keep of the letter?
You can keep it, yeah.
Okay. All right, see the clerk. What's better for you to come back, Mondays or Fridays?
Fridays.
I'm going to go into April now. April 4th will be your next hearing, and if you get everything completed by then, you don't have to come back. So see the clerk today and make a payment on your fine.
All righty, thank you.
You're welcome. Brittany Balco, 24,144. Brittany Balco. She has not appeared today, and she has things left to do, so there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Heather Blevins, 23,158, 23,261. Your Heather.
Yes.
You've done your community service.
I tried to make a payment. I was gonna pay that off this morning, and I locked myself out of the website, so I'm gonna get that fixed.
How much are you gonna pay?
I'm gonna try to pay it off.
Okay, you owe 360 is what I'm showing.
Oh, I showed 444.
Okay, well, is there another case that you have? Let's see. Can you show me what the balance is? I'm showing, they give me a little summary, that's what my summary says. $440, you're right. Yeah, there's another,
They were all together.
yeah, this was an A and B case, total of 440. Okay. And when are you gonna pay that online?
Yes.
Have you done the, did you do the 3-day school?
No, not yet.
Okay, so you still have to do that.
Yes.
I'll set you for April 4th also.
Nine a.m.
April 4th,
At 9 a.m.
yes, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jeremy Butcher is here, 19,483, he's making payments on fines. Do you have a payment today, Mr.
Yes.
Butcher? How much are you paying?
60.
And you are working. Are Mondays better for you?
That's fine.
Monday's good. April 7th,
All right, and if I pay it off before then, do I gotta come back?
you don't have to come back. See the clerk to make your payment. Jason Collier. Let's see, we don't have the, I think he appears by teleconference. Oh, Brittany Balco is on teleconference too. All right, Jason Collier. $22,275, $22,222, $21,885. Are you Jason?
Yes.
Thought you were. All right, are you making a payment today?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
60.
Okay. All right, see the clerk to make your payment. I'll set you for March 31st as your next meeting. 9 o'clock, March 31st, see the clerk.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Brittany Balco is 24,144, she was, there she is, okay, she's here by teleconference. You did do some community service in January. You still have fines to pay. Where are you now?
I think on my fines, it's either 600 or 500.
600. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from home. I have Blue A.
Okay, are you still on East P Ridge?
What is that?
Where do you live now?
I live at 3147 Norwood in Huntington.
Okay. When can you pay on your fines?
I can pay Friday.
Okay. You still have community service left to do on your fines, of course, and you have to do the driver intervention program. Have you signed up for that yet?
I looked into it. I'm working on getting the $250 deposit for that.
Okay, I'll set yours as a newer case, so I'll set your next hearing for April 7th at 9 o'clock. April 7th, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll cancel, I had said it won't work before, so that will be canceled.
I'm sorry, what was that last
I
part?
was just talking to the clerk. I mean, you did appear. I didn't think you were here, but I didn't know you were on the telephone.
Yeah, I called like 3 times because I was kind of freaking out.
Okay, we got you. We got you taken care of. April 7th, your next hearing.
Okay,
Okay, that's all.
thank you.
Clinton Cremines, 2430. He's not here. He has restitution still left to pay. So there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear. Aaron Kahn, 19288. Aaron Kahn still has fines to pay, he hasn't appeared, so there'll be a bench warrant issued for failure to appear. Adam Daniels, 2658. Adam Daniels still has amount to pay on court costs, so there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear.
Misty D. Dotson, Destiny Gerald, Jeremy J. Kearns, Roberto Mendoza, Ryan J. Plants, Jason Taylor, David Woodard Jr.
Misty Dotson,
Yes.
23706, community service done. Working on fines. And you've been going to Marshall Health.
Yes.
You have a report from them, or?
I have a drug screen, but my counselor was not there when I went to him. I think it was it was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But I can get that, and bring it back, like on Tuesday or Wednesday. But that's my drug screen, but, they just recently moved me up to a month.
Okay. You're going in once a month now?
Yes. Yeah, the doctor just put me up to a month. But you can keep that if you,
Okay, you're taking buprenorphine now.
huh?
You're taking Suboxone now, right?
Yeah, I've been taking Suboxone.
Okay. Can you pay anything on your fines?
Not today. I was gonna see if I could work, do some community service to get that down.
Yes. You can work extra community service, it'll go toward your fines.
All right, thank you.
I'll set you for April 7th for your next review, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Try to get me a report next time.
Okay, I will. Like I said, I can run by there, Wednesday and get it for you,
Okay. April 7th,
April 7th.
9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
You are. Destiny Gerald, 23595. She is here. And you still have some community service
Yes,
stuff to do?
I turned up a paper in to the other gentleman that's normally in here. He told me to tell you that.
Okay, how many hours did you do?
It was only like 3. My son's coming back. I've been having him on the weekends, so it's kind of hard. I had to take an extra day off work just with my work schedule because I work 6 days a week, you know. But I'm going to do some today after I leave here.
Okay. Mondays does it matter if it's Mondays or
Mondays are a
Fridays?
little better.
April 7th will be
Yes.
the next hearing.
Can you tell me what I left on my fines?
I'm showing 1:30.
Okay. I'm going to
April
pay
7th is your next hearing.
the 27th.
April 7th.
April 7th.
It's the first Monday in April,
Okay.
9 o'clock. Jeremy Kearns, 23,738 and 739. Still has community service left to do and fines and costs, so it'll be a bench warrant for failure here. Gilberto Mendoza, 24,1738. first review, he hasn't done anything on his case, he gets a warrant for failure to appear. Ryan Plants, 23-15-41. Fines are paid, community service is over. Okay, so when can you get your community service done?
I do groups Monday through Friday, so I can do them on Saturday.
Saturday's work? So, you gonna be out here this Saturday then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll set you for April 7th as your next review.
Thank you.
9 o'clock, April 7th. Jason Taylor, 17-2266. Is it Lawrence County? Yes. Community service is done. Okay, it's a very good report. Do you have a payment on your fines today?
I have $40. I was gonna send it through online then.
I'm sorry?
I was gonna do it online.
Okay, well, make a payment, one way or the other.
I'll do it as soon as I walk outside.
March 31st is your next hearing, 9 o'clock. David Woodger Jr.
Your Honor, we had him in services. He left ASA on the 3rd of this month.
Okay. The warrant issued for David Woodger for leaving and for not appearing today. Interrupt for failure to appear. That finishes the reviews. Next are new cases. Okay. So I'm going to explain the rights that defendants have. And if you think you didn't get called, you should have, go check in with the clerk. So when your name is called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'm going to go over the charges with you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. But what you do say is being recorded. It's all on the record. So if you admit something about your case, that can be used against you later by the prosecutor. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty plea or a no contest plea, you're waiving your rights. You shouldn't do that if you don't understand what's happening. If you're confused, if you don't know what to do, if you want a trial, if you want a lawyer, not guilty is the safest plea you can enter. It preserves all of your rights. If you enter guilty or no contest, you're waiving your rights. So don't do that if you don't understand what's happening. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Colt Pack, case number TRD 25-312. Colt Pack.
Colt Pack. Was ordered to appear today at 9 a.m. It's driving under suspension. So I'll issue a case to the OSP. He has failed, it's been called, failed to appear. It's after 9 a.m.
State of Ohio versus Kaylee Canterbury, case number CRB 24-619.
You're Kaylee Canterbury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's alleged that you had a review hearing on February 3rd that you didn't appear for.
Yes, I have, my youngest daughter actually had a dentist appointment that was scheduled months before. I brought in the excuse for that day, And then I also brought in another excuse for the 10th. My household got the yucky flu that went through, so it kind of staircased through. So I just brought 2 excuses from where we had the flu and then on the 3rd. And then on the miss in between my kids getting into me, I did 12 hours of my community service, so I also brought in that paper. Yeah, he can keep all of those. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've got 12 hours from the animal shelter.
Yes. So we all got the flu and I couldn't finish it up, but I plan on this week getting the rest of it done.
Okay, you were supposed to go to ARC also for assessment and treatment?
Yes, I was in that. It's just been 2 weeks that everything's been going on. My first day back since everyone being sick and stuff is actually this Thursday. So I have been doing the ARC still.
Okay, you don't have anything from them though?
I do not, but when I go in Thursday, I can get a document or see if they can send it over where I've been going and get that sent over to you.
Okay, well, since you don't have a report today, I'm going to order you to do a urine screen. So
Okay.
go out and see Mr. Cooper out in the lobby, and he'll get you set up to do
Okay.
the urine screen. I'll have you come back after
Okay.
you get that.
State of Ohio versus Russell W. Moore, case number TRC 25334, A, B, and C. Russell W. Moore.
Russell Moore. Okay, Russell Moore was cited in today at 9 a.m. for an ODI from the State Highway Patrol. He hasn't appeared today, so there'll be a case issued for his arrest.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Carmen, case number TRC 222038, A and B.
Okay, this had been set for a review on February the 14th, and it looks like you did not appear then. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have an explanation?
Yes, I wrote down the 17th instead of the 14th, and then by the time 17th rolled around, I found out it was President's Day or whatever it was. And so then I was going to come last Friday, and of course, you know, I'm not driving right now. And so waiting on my ride, and they didn't show up.
Okay.
And that's, of course, finally this morning, they decided to show up and bring me up here, thank goodness. I called in and talked to the lady at in the office, or left 3 messages Monday, because I can trying to find out for sure if y'all was closed, but anyhow, I talked to her Tuesday. She called me back Tuesday, and I told her I'd be here last Friday. Of course,
Okay.
told you what happened
You
then.
still have, you got community service you have to do.
Yes, sir. I've got 4 hours in, but that's down at Dog Pound in Ironton.
Okay. Do you have something to turn in on that today, or?
No, sir.
Okay. Would, they need to report it, or you need to bring something to Mr. Cooper showing that you've done the community service? All right, I'll cancel the warrant and give you a new review hearing date. We'll make it March 31st. Get your, I'm showing you $65 left and your 5 days community service, and that'll complete you.
I'm gonna pay today some on my
Okay, see, how much are you gonna pay?
$30.
See the clerk to make your payment. March 31st is your next hearing at 9 o'clock. Once you get this done, you can quit coming to these hearings, so.
Yes, sir.
You completed amended reads. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, March 31st is your next hearing.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Kaylee D. Bennett, case number TRC 22-170, A, B, C, and D, TRD 22-1604, A and B, TRD 21-22, A, B, and C, TRC 20-2681, A, B, and C.
And you're Kaylee Bennett,
Yes.
and these were set for Friday, it looks like.
Yeah, I actually tried to get through to do a video call because our car was overheating, but I couldn't get through to anyone. I talked to Roger Smith and he said just to come back today.
All right. Can you pay anything on your funds today?
I get paid tomorrow, so I'm gonna pay on it in the morning online.
And it looks like that's all you have to do is pay on your funds, so. No warrant has been issued yet, so one won't be issued, and I'll give you a new hearing date of March 31st. At 9 o'clock, let's get these taken care of and don't have any more reviews. March 31st, 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All the arrangements we have for that.
Okay, we have arraignments that are being worked on, but the paperwork's not finished, so we'll start some pre-trials now.
State of Ohio versus Charles H. Dennison, case number CRB 23-566, A, B, C, and D. Mr. Nash is supposed to be here.
It's Mr. Nash and we need Mr. Hill in the courtroom. Prosecutor and defense counsel had a chance to discuss this, or do you have a plan?
Your Honor, I spoke with the family of the young lady that's the alleged victim in this, and considering what she was put through as a young person previously in the trial that was had and everything that goes along with it, they've determined that it's against her best interest to proceed any further with this.
You're going to nolly it?
We are going to nolly it.
All right, case will be nollied.
Thank you, Judge. There was some evidence that was seized. Should we get that by order or separate motion?
Once you do it, I think you can do an agreed order.
Okay.
If you want to prepare an agreed order, I'll execute that.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jonathan Benson, case number TRC 24-1988, A, B, and C. Jonathan Benson.
This is Mr. DeWater's case set for trial.
Pre-trial.
How you doing, Your Honor?
It's Mr. DeWater's case. Yes.
Judge, this is one cases we discussed prior to court convening. It's my understanding Mr. Benson wants to change his plea today to guilty.
Is that correct, Mr. Benson?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to make a statement to the court if you want to before sentencing. You're not required to. Do you have anything?
I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to better myself.
Okay. So you've been going to treatment at RRS. I've got a report from them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge, he's been in inpatient treatment there for a couple months now.
Okay.
He's getting ready to move, I think, this week to sober living. So
Yep,
he's
Thursday.
doing very well. But this is charged as a, as you're aware, this is charged as a third offense.
All right. State, want to make any statement on sentencing?
Your Honor, if it please the court, it is a third offense, a very serious offense. Our recommendation would be that the sentence would be in line with what is required under the minimums, but we would also ask the court to not impose the jail time required until Mr. Benson has an opportunity to follow through with his treatment, at which time, if we believe that he's successfully made a positive change for himself, that we would be able to recommend a disposition on that part of the sentence that probably Mr. Benson would appreciate a lot more.
Okay. One thing I noticed from the citation was no proof of insurance at the time. Is there insurance on you or the vehicle you were operating?
Yes, sir, there was insurance on me. I think my phone wouldn't load. I couldn't find my phone to show them the proof. But I could get that to you guys.
You fixed the fence too?
Yes, sir, I fixed the fence as well.
There was a fence that was damaged in the accident, Judge. It was a single car, but there was a property damage to the fence. He's since fixed that also.
Okay. Well, the way this works, if I go ahead and process this and sentence you today, you really need to bring in the proof of insurance today. Otherwise, you have to show it to the DMV. If you've ever tried to deal with the DMV, that's a hard task.
Yes.
Can you bring it?
So,
Your Honor, he's fine with that, and he'll try. He says he'll try to bring it here today. If he can't, then he'll have to deal with it with the DMV.
Yes.
okay. And then, I take it you're no longer living in Mississippi, or?
No, sir.
Okay. Where are you from originally?
From Proctorville area.
Okay. Is that where you're living now?
Yes.
Once you're out of treatment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, this needs to get fixed because you're a young guy and you've already had 3 of these, so that's, indicates to me, a pretty serious problem.
Yes.
So let's change things up.
Will do.
Don't have this happening anymore.
Yes.
Okay, so on the OVI, all imposed is a third offense and it's alleged you refuse to take a test. So I'm going to give you a $1,000 fine. That's pretty serious stuff. So it's a serious fine. Or you pay the court costs. I'm going to give you a 3-year license suspension starting the date of the incident. So, let's make it, what's that, 1,695 days? Can you do it by days? Okay.
What's the date of the violation?
The day of the violation was September 22nd, 2040. There we go. Now, if you convince me that you're clean, I'll give you your license back soon.
Yes.
It has to be 1 year. That's the minimum. But I'm going to need some strong proof you're clean before I give you your license back earlier.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to order 90 hours of community service. I'm going to make it a 60-day jail sentence, and I'll suspend 60-day jail sentence. 60-day jail sentence, and I'll suspend, at this point, I'll suspend 30. So I've got 30 hanging over your head. That's the minimum sentence on a third offense, is 30 days in jail.
Yes.
So the prosecutor has agreed that they may have agreed to not have you do any jail time, but it's going to take some convincing.
Yes.
You got to convince us that you're clean, sober, and this isn't going to happen anymore.
I can do that.
Okay. So that'll take some time by your treatment and how you act. We'll make a determination down the road. 2 years, let's make it level 4 probation. I want to see you back for your first review hearing pretty quickly. Let's make it in April the 11th. It'll be your first review hearing at 9 o'clock. So then I want to see that you continue in treatment, that you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
And what's going to happen is if you don't do these things, or don't finish up with your treatment, don't do your community service, don't pay your fines and costs, then I've got this jail time I can impose.
Okay.
So if you want to avoid jail, and I assume you do, you got to do all this stuff. You got to take care of your fines, you got to do your community service, you got to get clean, do your treatment, all that.
Yes, sir, I will.
You had a no operator's license charge. I'll impose a $100 fine on that. Yeah, failure to control, that'll be a $20 fine. And again, we talked about, you don't want to have to deal with the BMV on your insurance issues, you need to get that proof. And it's got to be as of September 22nd. You should have a little card, either for the 2023 Volkswagen, that covers anybody's driving it, or something in your name showing you're a covered person, and it goes with you. Was this your car or somebody else's?
No, sir, it's a buddy of mine.
Okay. Well, you're going to need to get his card or a card showing you had coverage.
I can do that.
On that day.
If you want to bring it to the court, then the judge is saying you
You
have
got
to
to
have
get
it
about
by
4
today.
o'clock.
Okay, I can, yes, sir, I can do that.
Okay. He'll need to see Mr. Cooper before he leaves about his probation, and be back here on April the 11th for his first review.
All right.
Continue on with your treatment like you have been.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Don't leave it, you got to talk to it. I see it.
State of Ohio recalls Charles Dennison. I was told we need to recall this case.
Okay.
There's a no contact order that apparently need a court order to dismiss. Is that what?
Well, if it's knowledge, everything's wrong.
I would think so, but I don't know. Explain to me what we need to do.
Nothing, we just need it on records saying it's.
Oh, okay, we just needed it on the record
So
saying that it was
dismiss.
dismissed.
Yes, once the charges are dismissed, everything that went with it is dismissed.
I would think so.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's all right. We got it. So I can't get mine. Can I call them?
I mean, they're trying to figure it out, it's locked up.
State of Ohio recalls Kayla Canterbury.
Especially on Monday.
Okay, well, you tested positive for alcohol with your buprenorphine, which I think you probably aren't supposed to be consuming.
That's what I was explaining to her. I even asked if I could retest the alcohol. I have not drank probably since my last birthday in June. She asked if I have been on any like cold medicine and stuff, and we actually just got over the flu. I know they prescribed me the promethazine and a steroid and then a couple other antibiotics. I'm not for sure the exact name. But I have not consumed an alcoholic beverage in months.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let it slide for today. I need to see when you come back that you're in counseling with Art.
Okay.
You know, you're subject to being tested here, but they'll test you at Art.
Of course.
Too. So March 31st is going to be your next hearing, 9 o'clock. March 31st.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you have to do to make it work?
I had to go in there and had to keep on rebooting it and this.
Did it finally work?
Yeah, just now.
Did you call them at all?
State of Ohio versus James A. Markham Jr., case number CRB 2522.
This is Mr. Smith's case, set for pretrial.
It is, Judge. This was a Valentine's Day arraignment. This is our first pretrial. We are just, at this point, not able to resolve anything. I have filed discovery. I would ask to come back. We will waive time. Any Friday in March, and I have a couple Mondays if necessary.
Okay, let's see. Well, really, we could do the 14th or after, if you want a Friday, any of those Fridays.
14th is fine, Judge.
Okay. Next hearing will be March 14th. Pretrial at 10 a.m.
That's yours to take. I'm going to get you in the office when you say against that. That's what the prosecutor says.
Yeah, because I don't have anything to tell you, but I will. You're good to go. Yeah, there's your next hearing.
State of Ohio versus James H. Nance Jr., case number CRB 2520.
Mr. Smith's case, pretrial.
It is, Judge, the same situation. It was a February 14th arraignment. This is our first pretrial. We're making some progress, but we're not there yet. I filed discovery this morning. If we could have the 14th.
So you waive time.
Oh, yes, Judge, wait time, the 14th or any other Friday after.
March 14th will be the next hearing, pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I also filed a report with witness statements and everything with the sheriff department. I'll give you the case number.
Actually, they'll give them to me through that piece of paper. Okay. So you just kind
State of Ohio versus Alexis J. Neese, case number PRG 22766, PRD 211431, PRC 191170, A through C.
Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge, we were here Friday, and if you'll recall, it was either jail or to go back to Bethesda, and we went back to Bethesda, I assume, because you're not in jail close. How's it going? Is there some?
Yeah, anyone here from Bethesda?
Taylor's doing.
You said Taylor to this one. She
Taylor-
said Taylor's here. We'll put her on really quickly to make sure, number one, she went, number two, where we're at.
Sorry, Your Honor, I haven't let her, I'm just trying to stick the papers back there. She's doing well, we're still working on getting her detoxed and stabilized, so,
Okay. So we're at the beginning stage.
yes.
All right, let's do that March 14th date then.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Next hearing will be March 14th for pretrial.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Douglas Curd, case number CRB 25115.
This is an arraignment. So you're Douglas Curd?
Yes.
Mr. Curd, did you receive a copy of the charge?
No.
Do you have, okay, Mr. James is bringing it to you. It's a domestic violence charge. The has been served now. It alleges that on February 22nd in Peary Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Tara Curd, and that she is either a member of your family or lives in your household. So that's a domestic violence charge, penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, I do.
You understand the rights you have?
Yes, I do.
How do you plead to the charge?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
I'm a hire lawyer.
You want to hire your own?
Yes, sir.
How much time do you need to do that?
About a month.
Is there a protection order requested to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any problem for you to stay away from Taylor during this month?
No, sir.
Yes. for bail, was telling me.
She's got a charge, so we need to wait and see.
What was it?
Apparently, she's in jail with a similar charge.
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, I just got out.
Do you want her ordered to stay away from you?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask her if she wants you to stay away from her, but if you wanna stick around, I'm gonna do her arraignment by teleconference here a little bit later.
Okay.
So you're not asking, a lot of times, there's mutual restraining orders, but you don't want that.
No, I don't want no restraining order at all.
Okay.
So we need to find out from her in jail if she wants one against you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this is alleged to have happened on the 22nd, so 2 days ago. The counterpart to this, Tara Curtis, in jail, has been discussed already, but having reviewed the evidence in the case, we've determined not to charge her, so they are already in the process of getting a release ready for her.
Okay. All right.
So it just be dismissed?
Well, you're wanting to proceed with the charge against Douglas, though, but not against Tara? Is that-
For the time being, until we get to the bottom of it, yes, we are going to keep this case.
The jailer needs to ask her if she wants protection.
Okay, so the jailer needs to ask her if she wants protection.
Okay. Can we find that out? Recall Mr. Carr?
We'll find out, yes.
All right, we're going to have someone talk to her and see if she wants an order for you to stay away.
Okay.
And let you know before you get
Okay.
finished with court. So just have a seat, we'll recall you once we get that information.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Shelley L. Patrick, case number CRB 2521.
This is Mr. Stratton's case. It's set as a pretrial today.
Okay. Your Honor, I spoke to the prosecutor about this. Their offer at the moment is to plea to the charge. We're not prepared to do that. We think we have some evidence to provide to the prosecutor. We'll still have to talk about that. So I just asked this be set for another pretrial.
Okay.
Kent Freeman here.
Wendell Kent Freeman.
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
So he's not here?
No, but we hadn't subpoenaed him or anything.
Well,
They might,
you want to have him here for the next hearing?
yeah.
He said he was here, so.
I would say the 10th or after, like March.
Any 10th is fine?
That's a Monday. Either day? Is there a day that you're, Mondays or Fridays?
Fridays I'm off.
Fridays.
You said it on Friday. Let's go to the 21st.
Okay.
14th's getting pretty booked. So March 21st.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jessica Baisden, case number CRB 24715. Mr. Snyder's case. Jessica Baisden.
This would be for the 90-day.
Mr. Steyer's case, set for pretrial.
This was the end of a 90-day continuance. Ms. Basin has not paid the court costs, but it indicates she can pay them now. So I'm not sure if the state wants to maybe let her do that, then have the case recalled. Actually, will they do that without the file out there?
They'll do it if we send it out.
Okay.
The state's still willing to dismiss?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, be dismissed on her payment of costs, so she'll need to see.
Clerk's office. Yeah. Thank you.
To the right, as you leave the courtroom.
Thank you.
password and be mad about it, okay?
I bet you need your laptop. Do you remember that? Open it up and you have to sit with it with your laptop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you need to take it?
Let me give you the current, which is,
You just put it on, after she pays, I guess, bring it back and I'll do it.
let's see, it's
On Charleston.
this one and then this one. 6 and then shift to that.
State of Ohio versus Seth Coleman, case number CRB 23-748.
This is Mr. Shire's case set for 3 months.
Your Honor, the state, we talked about this or not in chamber, I guess in the law library there, and the state was gonna see if the victim was here today.
We sent a card asking her to be here. Is Joanna Conwell here? So I think the next thing to do is to subpoena her and, either that or you think they should call it with the right to refile.
Whatever you got, then there's no phone number.
Yeah. We'll nominate with the right to refile it, Your Honor.
Case can be dismissed. Okay, so, all right.
On that Charlotte, it's like,
Thank you.
Because that's a jury case.
Oh, it is.
Yes. So it's like this, 20-0-7.
hold that for a minute.
Okay, guys. I got so many notes. Let me see if the Jones talked to that girl. They haven't answered me.
State of Ohio versus Justin Laguerre, case number CRB 24-817.
Your Honor, discovery is ongoing in this matter. I think it would be fruitful to set at least one more trial date before we make a decision about whether a trial is necessary. So I would ask for maybe a couple weeks. Is Monday or Friday better for you? Does it matter?
Either one.
Okay. I'm not here the 10th, but I'm here the 7th and the 14th. If one of those days works, or we can go further if that's the court's pleasure.
Okay, what were the dates that you were available?
I'm here the 7th and the 14th. I'm not here the 10th, but I'm also here the 17th and the 21st. I kind of remember from last week that we were trying to
The 7th.
move it a little further. Okay.
7th, we have a visiting judge coming.
Okay.
So March 17th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
And we'll need a time waiver on that because it goes past the 90 days.
I mean, it's my motion, so there's a time waiver inherent, but I'll also sign one.
State of Ohio versus Vicky L. Price, case number CRB 24-493, CRB 24-451, CRB 24-470.
This is Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, when we were last here, Ms. Price, we were told by the jail Ms. Price had been transported on to Athens. I have called to see if I could confirm that. I haven't gotten a call back, but I don't have any reason to believe she's not there.
Well, the day she was transported, I had a lot of communication with the admitting nurse at Appalachian Behavioral Health. So I haven't had any communication since then, but I believe I would have been notified if she wasn't admitted. She went to, they require that she have a medical clearance before she comes into their hospital. So she went to Abuenos for medical clearance, which is right next door to their facility. And I know she was there, and there were some issues that they were dealing with. My understanding was I would be contacted if she was not admitted, and I haven't been contacted, so my best understanding is she was admitted.
Your Honor, I would suggest we go about, I would say a month out, but exactly a month I have a trial. 17th, 21st, 28th, any of those days would work if we want to.
The 17th, we just set something for you then.
Yeah.
March 17th would be the next hearing, pre-trial at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Tanisha Cantrell, case number CRB 2531 A and B. Tanisha Cantrell.
They never showed up.
Because we have a mother and daughter, I believe. What's the other one?
Crystal Cantrell was my client. She's set into preliminary, so she's probably in a separate file.
Okay. She's the mother, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So Tanisha is the daughter. It's Tyler Smith. They were both supposed to go to Wise Path, I believe, in Morgantown.
Yes.
That's State of Ohio versus Crystal L. Cantrell, case number CRA 2529, CRB 2530.
Do we know whether they did?
I'm unable to confirm that they did, which HIPAA laws being what they are.
They haven't signed an authorization, so we can't.
Right. But I'm unable to confirm that they're there.
How's the state want to proceed?
I guess we'll have to ask for warrants for them.
Okay, they did fail to appear. So you want a warrant from this court or? on both?
Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
yes.
The bench warrant issued for failure to appear. If we get some confirmation that they are in treatment as they indicated they would, then I can withdraw the warrant.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Tony L. Wilson II, case number CRA 2583.
Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge. I've been retained to represent Mr. Wilson. He was informed there was a complaint outstanding. He showed up today. I spoke with Mr. Hill, who says he will not oppose an OR bond and set a comeback date.
Okay. This is a felony, so there's no plea necessary to be entered.
We'll waive time, Judge, as far as hearing goes.
And I think you said you prefer a Friday?
Any Friday in March. I've got a couple Mondays, but I know any Friday in March I'm available.
21st?
Be fine, Judge.
March 21st for preliminary hearing. At 10 o'clock, he can sign a $2,000 signature bond.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I need. I'll see you later. I'll see you in a bit.
State of Ohio versus Kelly Key, case number CRA 25491. Your Honor, she's on Zoom.
All right, this is Mr. DeWaters' case. Ms. Key is on teleconference.
She is, Your Honor. She continues in treatment with Phoenix House in Florida. They emailed me an update from one of her recent counseling sessions, although they didn't email me anything real thorough. May I approach it?
Yes.
Indicates that she's continuing to work with them. So I talked to Mr. Heald about it with the thinking that he may want to nolly it and consider presenting it at a later date. However, I think he would prefer not to do that at this point, and I don't care either way. Ms. Key continues to live in Florida, so.
Any wish to proceed?
I didn't have a chance to actually read the report. She is appearing each time, and she is providing reports. I wish that they were more, it's my understanding it's not very thorough. I'd like to know if she's passing drug screens and things of that nature.
I do have I'll give it a summary of her visits.
Yeah, it really doesn't have much to do with substance use that I can see. I mean, it seems more like personal counseling. It's up to the state how you want to proceed.
I'd like to see her continue, and maybe, I don't know whether she could request that they focus more on substance abuse issues and provide more detailed reports. That would be very helpful if she did that.
Can you do that, Kelly? Kelly, you're muted, so we can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Yes, I can do that, and I was saying that I test twice a week, and then I have group for 2 hours this evening that we do different exercises, but everybody's there for substance abuse. And I do a session once a week with my counselor, and I just kind of talk about like what's going on and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I called in randomly. It's definitely for substance abuse, but I can tell my counselor to make sure that she provides all drug screens.
Okay.
But, I mean, yeah.
Well, that would be helpful because we don't have any of that information.
And Kelly, probably some more detail, because all they're sending to me to bring to court are, I can talk to you about it after court. I'll call you after court today.
Okay. Okay.
All right, when do you want to come back, Mr. DeWater? Approximately a month?
17th, would that work?
March?
Yes.
Okay. March 17th will be the next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Logan Brace, case number CRA 2517 A, B, C, and D. CRB 2513 A and B, CRB 2537, CRA 23144.
Mr. Waters' case.
Your Honor, I think we've got a partial resolution to this. So after discussing it with Mr. Hield, Logan completed an inpatient program at a place called the Bluffs. Yes. And he's now out of that and involved in intensive outpatient counseling with who?
Proact.
Proact is my understanding. But Mr. Hill doesn't yet want to commit to resolving the entirety of the case here. So what's being proposed is that Mr. Brace enter guilty pleas to case number 25 CRB 13 A and B, that's 2 counts of aggravated menacing, and 25 CRB 15 telecommunication harassment, and then delay sentencing to allow him to continue making progress. And I've talked to Mr. Brace about that. He's agreeable to that, if that's okay with the court.
Okay, so the 2514, I actually don't have it.
2513.
There is a 25.
Is there a 14?
13, and I think there's a 14. Is there a 14? What I have is 2513, okay, there is a 2515 and 2513.
That's what I have.
There's 13A and B.
Okay, so he's going to enter pleas to all the misdemeanors.
Essentially, yes, that's correct.
And we're going to hold in abeyance the felony and let him go to counseling.
Let him continue making progress, good progress, hopefully. And I've told Mr. Brace too, Your Honor, just full disclosure of my discussions with Mr. Hield. There's been no guarantee or commitment either way from the prosecutor's office on resolution of the case in its entirety. However, it would certainly do Mr. Brace a lot of good to continue on a positive path here.
Okay. So, and he's at Proact now.
Yes.
He completed inpatient at the Bluffs.
Yes. The last letter I got from them was on, I thought maybe you had this, Madam President.
Yes. It's my copy.
You can have that, yes.
Okay. Come back on that March 17th date.
That's fine.
Next hearing, March 17th. For pretrial, will actually be sentencing on the CRBs and preliminary hearing on the CRA.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.
Oh, Your Honor, he did ask me, is there any, I don't know if Mr. Hield knows this or not, his telephone, they have it in all evidence or something. It got confiscated from him when he got arrested and he never got it back. Does anybody have any objection to him having that back?
Well, I'd have to check, to make sure who arrested him that last time.
Sheriff's Department.
Why don't you call Brad and see?
Okay. If there's no objection, Judge, I may present an agreed order.
Agreed order.
Yeah, and the other question Logan had.
Otherwise, if you think you're being unreasonable, you can file a motion.
Yes, sir. Then the other question Logan had was you've had him wearing an ankle monitor since you released him. Well, he's still wearing it. I don't think there have been any problems. Do you have any, would you like for him to continue to wear it, or do you have any objection to him?
What's the state's position?
That hadn't been discussed previously.
No, it hadn't, I forgot.
And I think that what Logan has done today by pleading guilty is an acknowledgement that he got way off the tracks. And he's been in treatment, continuing in treatment. We've already, we have dispositional alternatives for him if he chose to start doing bad stuff again. We can ask to be put him in jail for a while. So he's going to have to make sure he stays on the straight and narrow.
Yes, sir.
And so we don't oppose the GPS coming on.
Okay, I'll sign an order, we're going to have that monitor removed till I don't know whether it'll get done today. We're a little coordinated today. Mr. Major's not here, but you can discuss with Mr. Cooper. So I have to go to adult probation to actually get it done.
Okay, all right,
But
all right, thank you.
Mr. Cooper, we'll probably need to be some coordination with him as far as when he's gonna show up to get that taken
Understood.
care of.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Logan, just wait on me out there, okay? Take that with you, that's when you've got to come back to court.
Thank you. State of Ohio versus Brian Burgess, case number CRB 2537, CRA 23144.
Mr. Waters' case, pretrial and preliminary.
Hey, Ron. There's a bond form, I think, for one of these previous cases.
Well, we have that permission, we do, because our daughter's got, this problem, so we do have to be able to go to this. It's either all or none, all of my duties now. I mean, he'll have to be there when she has her surgery, so we do her surgery. Okay. Yes. I'm still fine with mine.
So, Your Honor, if it pleases the court, there are 2 domestic violence charges pending, and they're both felonies because of the prior.
No, one of them's a misdemeanor.
Well, one of them's a misdemeanor, okay. The first one in time was one that we were on track for a 90-day continuance when the second one happened. Now, after that time, there was further discussion about how we might be able to resolve this. And it's my understanding that Mr. Burgess, if we amended the domestic violence to a misdemeanor, the second one, that he would plead guilty to that. And our recommendation, after speaking with this young lady who's the victim of these, that a 30-day jail sentence suspended would satisfy the circumstances, and I think he's willing to do that today. And she's not requesting a protection order at this time.
So we need to dismiss that.
Yeah, they have a child that they both need to parent, and so at this time she's not requesting no contact with her.
And that Mr. Burgess does continue to be involved in counseling efforts.
This is Brandy Burgess, I think. Do you agree with what the prosecutors?
Yes, our daughter's been having a lot of health problems and just had that emergency surgery and stuff, and so she needs us both.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to amend, well, the 2537 was filed as an M2. So on the 23-124, will it be amended to an M1, or what's the state's?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you going to you dismissing the old one and pleading to the new one? The new one's already an M2.
Oh, that's an M2. Well, let's amend the first one to a misdemeanor, and we'll nolly the second one.
Okay. In time, the first one was actually the M2 for January 21st. Then on February 17th, there was an F4 filed.
Okay, so we want to amend the F4 to an M1, and we'll nolly the first one.
Okay, so we're going to nolly 2537. Nolly means dismiss. We're going to amend the domestic violence 23-140.
Yeah, the felony's from 2023, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. So I had that wrong. I looked at February 17th, but I didn't look at the year. So the February 17th was actually 2023, not 2025. So, yes, so the last in time was the misdemeanor, 2537, so it's rather confusing. So apparently he never got served until the second one happened.
Right.
And he got arraigned on both of them at the same time. So which one do you, I guess which one do you want to keep?
Want to keep the felony reduced to misdemeanor.
Okay. And the defendant's agreeable with that?
He is, Your Honor, yes, and he didn't
So
guilty
that's
plea.
23-144 will be amended to M1, not an MI, M1. And Mr. Burgess, you have a right to make a statement to the court if you want to before you're sentenced.
Your Honor, I'm doing everything that I can. I'm in therapy. I'm seeing a psychiatrist now. I'm medicated. I'm getting blood drawn, everything.
Okay.
To do better.
Yeah. And as long as you.
And alimony, child support, so that's helping, and he's paying her co-pays for her surgeries.
Good.
So that's all helping out.
That's good.
Does any of this have anything to do with substance use issues?
He doesn't really smoke, he doesn't even drink.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with that?
Yeah.
I mean,
if he
sometimes
be-
it does.
Yeah, no, if he would sit there and suffer before even taking a Tylenol. I mean, doesn't have a drug problem.
Okay. Okay, on the fine, I'll put a $200 fine, order the cost to be paid, 30 days in jail suspended. I'll order him to continue with counseling completed.
He's also doing parenting classes.
No protection order per request.
He's also doing parenting classes apparently too. We are glad he's doing that. We'd like to see him continue.
Okay, continue with parenting classes also. Set a review hearing for August the 18th.
What was the date on that? I'm sorry.
August 18th. For 9 o'clock on that date, and then the 2537 is not.
Just to make sure you
You're going to need to see Mr. Cooper before you leave.
I understand, I'll have him do that, Judge. They come to both sides of the hallway. Okay. That was the probation guy, that was the main fine. Okay. All right, I'll be out there. Don't leave before you talk to those two people. Yep, to either side.
Staple High versus Norman Thurber, case number TRC 24-1950 A and B.
All right, this was on the docket for a motion, but I understand there may be a resolution reached.
Your Honor, that's my understanding. After discussing this some more with Mr. Heald, I believe the state, given the circumstances in this case, is agreeable to amend the charge to a reckless operation charge. However, they want Mr. Thurmer first to complete the 72-hour driver intervention program. I've talked to him about that. He's agreeable. I don't know if anybody from Lawrence County Recovery is here today or not, but he's...
They work here, I don't know if they still are.
Well, I'll give him their contact information, have him set that up. I don't know how booked up they are. You don't have any idea, do you?
I don't know. My understanding was there was going to be a class in March, but I'm not sure.
Is it the first weekend?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you do the class that fast?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Well, if he can get in, he'll do it on that day. Maybe if we come back
on the 17th.
That'd be fine, yeah.
March 17th will be the next one.
And I'll try to have that done by then.
March 17th for the pre-trial. 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Virginia in McGlone, case number CRA 24498, A and B.
Mr. Stratton's case.
Hey, Chris. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Then I can't find my mouse. I've already punched and asked for the
I'd like to set this meeting out. He is going to provide me with the task that is taken the exact same day from Solutions. That'll show, I think, what will be in the screen. So, the issues,
Somebody else.
you can. Yeah, we can, we're supposed to be coming to the end of this today, but.
See, in August, she was at Foundations for Yes. She was supposed to be at the Council Center for Innovation. She went to the farm. I mean, I would have thought.
You did, she did, but it was, you were okay with that. Let's see what else we can possibly do. So, I'd like you to try someplace else. Set it so we can bring in those screens that we have from Solutions.
Yeah, because I work there. So, and I went, so when I left there,
You work for who?
I worked for Solution Recovery. So when I left here and they said that I was dirty.
You can't accept a.
Okay, so I can go to another one or whatever. I mean, whatever you want me to do. Because I've been doing this 7 months and I've had no dirty urns. I've done, it was supposed to be
Or
closed
you want to do
today.
a screen here today?
I mean, it doesn't matter, yes. I mean, anything's fine.
Let's do one here today.
Okay, all right.
See what that says.
You want to?
Recall after she
Okay.
does her screen.
Go out and talk to Mr. Cooper.
Taylor's going to help.
Oh, okay. Taylor, purple.
State of Ohio versus Billy E. McKenzie, case number CRA 24497,
He's
A
in Starr
and B.
County Jail, sir.
That's, I believe that's her co-defendant, and he is in the Soda County Jail.
He's where?
Soda County Jail.
Mr. Steyer, this attorney.
Do you know why he's in Tioga County Jail?
She walked out.
She walked out. I wasn't aware of that, Your Honor. I knew he was on the docket today. If I could just,
He had been restoring up too. You want to recall?
yeah, let me see if I can find out what he's being held on over there.
Yeah, case will be recalled.
Thank you.
Sorry.
State of Ohio versus James P. Gibson, case numbers TRC 2533, A and B, CRB 2518.
Mr. Morford's case set for pretrial.
Well, we don't have the results back yet, because it's not, I can, let's see. I can find out if we have results. I'll send a message to Rob to see if he can get them for us.
Judge, do you mind recalling this, Mr. Hill, to see if they have results back?
Okay, we'll recall.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Michael Poe, case number CRB 25-1.
I didn't see the new discovery until late yesterday.
This is Mr. Morford's case, pretrial.
I want my client to have a chance to look at that.
How are you doing?
It's, I don't know.
Except for my ears.
It's in there, I saw it.
80% down.
Who is this? Well, it looks like just a run-of-the-mill shoplifting charge. It's a run-of-the-mill shoplifting charge.
Where's it at?
Fruth Pharmacy.
Yeah, there was an accident, but
Well, how? We got to play. You got it, you did it. There was an accident. The last was 20 days jail suspended, court caught, fine. And stay out of Walmart. And stay out of Walmart. Stay out of Walmart.
it was, it was New Year's Eve, and I had like 4 places to go, and they were close, and I was just rushing and just forgot. I picked up the prescription, thought I paid for it, but I didn't. It was just an accident.
You want to have a trial? You want to have a trial with the judge decided whether you have any citizen? But the judge decided, yeah, you can't just.
I still can't.
Judge, you mind recalling this? I'm gonna have to take him outside where he can hear me.
All right, case will be recalled.
Thank you.
I'm just deaf, like, it's bad.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Barber, case number CRA 24679, A and B, CRB 24680.
Your Honor, if I may, he is in his vehicle.
This is the COVID person. Okay. Mr. Barber has been at RRS.
How's he doing?
He's got a pretty good report from RRS.
Judge, he's sitting in the parking lot in his car saying he has COVID.
Right.
He does not have a test or anything on a medical facility type letterhead saying that he's positive for COVID.
Yeah. Are you interested in PRT or?
Your Honor, I got him from Ironton Municipal Court. So I didn't know about the charges that he had here. I think eventually, the charges were dismissed there, so I'd like to see that happen here. I told him that he needs to bring in some sort of documentation from a doctor's office that he has COVID. But there's been a lot come to light, so I don't know how this is gonna work out.
So keep him here for now, maybe later, PRT. Okay. We'll take it at face value that he's got COVID and we don't want him coming in and infecting folks. Well, let's bring him back fairly quickly. A couple weeks, he should be okay. That's the 10th. Are you available the 10th?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. We'll set his next hearing. You can notify him that he's got to be here on the 10th.
I can text him. We were talking on the cell phone.
I guess he's out in the parking lot, I think. March the 10th will be his next hearing.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Caitlin Moore, case number CRB 24337, CRA 24243, CRB 24244. You know, this was originally set for trial at noon today, but I think there's some sort of situation regarding this case.
All right, Mr. Hill.
So, Mr. Warford provided some discovery late last week, I believe on Friday, that I didn't see in my file until yesterday evening after I was long into preparing for the trial today. But in looking at it, I believe that the victim of this needs to see this, what appears to be presented as exculpatory evidence. And so we wouldn't be able to go forward with the trial today, given the discovery that we just got at the end of last week.
Mr. Morford.
Judge, I just got it from my client at the end of last week, and as soon as we got it, we put it on a zip drive and gave it to Mr. Hill. We didn't do it for a tactic for delay, Judge.
I understand. Are you okay with just continuing it today, though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Could we approach Judge?
Yes.
I know, I talked to him yesterday evening for a long time. We don't have an officer, I believe. What are we doing?
You wanted to approach. Okay, we'll just recall motion to me once she gets here. She gets here.
And acquittal on the other, or excuse me, I'm sorry, acquittal on one and conviction on this. And I have to take it, so I thought Mr. Wood expected him to pay it easily.
Has she been sentenced on that? Tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay, well, we'll recall it once she gets here.
Thank you.
All right, Caitlin Moore will be recalled later in the docket.
All right, so they're gonna call it. You go and text him with, is that what this is? Well, I've done it a dozen times. I wish I could text that guy. I'm pissed off.
It's like that every time, but you actually have to do it yourself once they can't do it, because they have you do
I know,
stuff.
but my point is, I've done this over and over.
I know, it's like that every time.
And I can't see the damn screen. I don't know.
State of Ohio versus Michael Henson, case number TRC 2578.
I can't find the notes.
Mr. Morford, are you going to talk to Mr. Poe? Is Mr. Poe?
Yes, Judge, until I'm making a note from our conversation.
All right. This is Mr. Delauder's case, Michael Hanson, set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, this one we're waiting on your results. Mr. Hill said they've been a little bit quicker than maybe they had in the past, but you think it'd be beneficial to come back on March 17th and see where we are?
So that would be, this is alleged to happen January 11th.
Who is this, Chris?
What's that?
Who is this?
Michael Henson.
We're only a little over 6 weeks out now.
Yeah.
They've been a little bit quicker, and is that the
would
one
be
I
9
read?
weeks. March 17th would be 9 weeks.
You want, it doesn't, I'm gonna be here on other stuff. We can come back that day and see where we are.
All right, March 17th will be the next hearing for pre-trial.
I think that's who that is outside here.
Who is this, Chris?
Michael Henson.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recall Virginia and McGlone, case number CRA 24498, A and B.
Your Honor, she had a clean screen except for what she had prescriptions for.
Okay.
We're prepared to do whatever the court would like us to do. I'm not sure where we go from here.
Is she inpatient or outpatient or still in code?
Outpatient.
Yes.
I involuntarily went in, yes,
And you have Ohio Medicaid?
yes.
And you live where?
In South Point.
South Point, okay. Anyone have availability to evaluate her for outpatient? Okay, let's do Bethesda.
It depends if they take my medication. That's okay.
You gave her the screen. Will you take the medications? Be okay with the medication she's on?
As long as it's deemed medically necessary by the doctor.
Okay.
All right.
Because I'm off my MATs now. I stopped.
All right.
March 10th?
March 10th, yes.
March 10th will be the next hearing.
Okay.
So you need to talk with her further then, talk with Taylor.
Thank you.
Get that set up. You can get us a report from Bethesda when you come back.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Dakota C. Freeman, case number ZRD 23214. Your Honor, this is set for sentencing.
driver's license?
Yes, sir. I have a copy of my insurance and the receipt from my reinstatement.
But are you reinstated?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's have someone, we'll have a chat and we'll recall you, see if you're back. Just have a seat, we'll recall.
State of Ohio versus Joshua Group, case number TRC 242348 A and B.
All right, this is set for sentencing, and it's Mr. Delarge.
May I approach you, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Your Honor, Mr. Grube, I believe pled back on January 27th. I think at that time we indicated on the record that if he continued to do well in treatment at task, that Mr. Heald would be willing to recommend unaggravated first offense treatment for sentencing purposes. And I believe that his update report's pretty good.
There is also a felony matter.
Yeah, I think the agreement at that time was that would be dismissed on forfeiture of the firearm.
Okay, state ready to do that now?
The report sounds very good. That's the first thing. I don't know whether that indicates that he doesn't need to continue with treatment. I think maybe
He's not finished yet.
Yeah, the completion of the program is 12 clean screens, and so I think I'm at like 7 now, so we'll just continue doing that.
So we want to see that happen before we would agree. And if the court wants to go ahead and sentence him today, our recommendation would be the mandatory minimums, which at this point would require 3 days in jail, but we would also ask the court to not impose that until Mr. Gruby has a chance to finish his counseling, and then we'd be able to make a recommendation more to his liking.
We did this one, Judge, before.
Right.
So I don't have any preference, however the court wishes to proceed in this case.
Okay, we can go ahead and do the sentencing, and we'll just wait. You're gonna have fine, court costs, community service, your counsel. Once you timely finish all that, then I'll make a decision whether you have to go to jail.
The counseling, they've moved it to every other week now, so I mean, it's just, as soon as I can do that, it's just time. I mean, I believe I'm at 7 clean screens now, so I have to get 12 to graduate the program.
Okay, well, what I'll do, I'll send you and I'll bring you back in about a month to check up on where you are.
Okay.
And I'll keep doing that until everything is finished, and if you don't finish, then you can get the jail time. You're supposed to get, with a high test score, you're supposed to get 3 days in jail. So if you want out of it, if you want out of the jail, I want to make sure you're clean, you paid your fines and court costs, and you've done your community service. All
I can
that.
do a screen today if you'd like as well. I mean,
I'm going to accept what you've got so far.
okay.
I don't have any indication you're not compliant, but
And
I'm just saying, there's a little change from the court. I used to just let people plead and I would delay it, and once I felt they finished their counseling, then I would go ahead and sentence them to no jail time. Well, then they'd blow off their fines and court costs, not paying. So now, if you want out of your if you want out of everything involving jail, you gotta pay your fines and court costs, do your community service, and do your counseling. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
And you're willing to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
So I'm gonna go ahead.
One thing, Your Honor, just so the court's aware, and so Mr. Grube hears this too, in case I'm not here for the next hearing. He's in treatment with TASC of Southeast Ohio. I don't know if that's an agency that is here regularly, but we had to obtain this update this morning, so we had it to present to the court. So you'll need to
just make sure I bring that.
Make sure you bring one with you next time. Yes.
Okay.
Which one are you going to see that guy?
It's the one in Gallia County.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that.
You live in Crown City?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
No problem. All right. Anything you have a right to make a statement if you want before I sentence you. Do you have anything you want to say?
No. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a $1,000 fine because it's a high test, but I'm going to suspend $300 if you're successful in treatment. Okay?
Okay.
Or do you pay the court costs? I'll give you 20 days in jail, and I'll suspend 17 if you're successful in treatment. I'm going to order you to do 5 days community service, that's 30 hours community service, 2 years of level 4 probation. I'll suspend the DIP school, which is a driver intervention program, which is a weekend program that you're required to do. But if you do this counseling, you're going to do more than what the weekend program is. So, so you get the jail time and the DIP school both suspended. If you convince me that you've done extensive counseling, that we're not going to have a problem with this anymore, and that you've done your community service and paid your fines and costs. Okay, so do it all. Everything you're ordered to do, you got to do it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then I'll suspend the fine and go into the driver intervention program. That's several $100 plus 3 days of your life that you don't have to go spend in a hotel somewhere.
Thank you.
Okay, so his first hearing, let's go into April. Are you working, sir?
Are you working?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
What's better for you to come back, Mondays or Fridays? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm going to set it for a review hearing on April the 11th, which is a Friday.
Okay.
So he's already set for another hearing. We'll figure out what it is.
You will.
Okay, then you had a failure to control, I'll impose a $20 fine on that. And let's see. You did have proof of insurance, so we don't have to worry about that. And was that, it was just an A and B case, so that's everything.
I think there was a firearm charge, Judge, that the
Oh, that's
state's
right.
willing to dismiss, but on condition that you
Keep it
forfeit.
pending until you finish everything.
Okay.
So it'll be community service, the fines, and then completion of task.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'll hold I'm holding the firearm charge over your head. That's 24,743.
Occupation.
And, Your Honor, the only
It's not
other...
necessary that you attend, Mr. Daughter, but you can if you want to.
Okay, I don't know if I'm here, I'll be here. If I don't have anything scheduled, I may not. And I told Mr. Grube I may not be here on that day. The only other thing, Judge, I don't know if you mentioned license suspension. You had given Mr. Grube occupational privileges.
He gets a 6-month license suspension.
Do you have any objection with his privileges continuing?
It'll be till we gave him a permit.
You gave him occupational privileges, yes.
It should be, and this is, I don't know if we're doing this in all of them, I know we have some. I want to give them from the date they're issued until their first review. I want, because again, we give people a driving permit for 6 months, and then they don't do anything. They don't come back for their hearing, they don't pay anything on their fine, and we've given them this permit for 6 months. So we shouldn't be doing that anymore. We need to set them earlier, and if they blow stuff off, then they don't get a permit anymore. They'll have to come back to try to get their permit reviewed. And
Yeah, that's fine. I understand. He just wanted to make sure he was still okay to drive for
it'll
work.
still be good if, up until the 11th of April.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
I'll have him see probation before he leaves.
Yeah, Mr. Cooper.
Make this.
State of Ohio recalls Dakota Freeman, case number TRD 23248. He is valid.
Okay, very good. You are valid. You need this stuff back? You want this stuff back?
Actually, could I just have like a copy of the receipt?
Because I've got proof in the file now that you're valid, so Mr. James can return to you things you brought in.
Sorry it took a while. I've had some setbacks in life, man.
Okay, I understand. Okay, since you've got reinstated, I'll just give you a $50 fine and costs.
Thank you.
Do you need time to pay that?
I can pay it Friday when I get paid.
Okay. I'll set it as final pay date,
Okay.
May 13th. If you don't pay it by then, we'll send it in to the DMV for suspension. Just pay it before May 13th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, we're ready to go to the Orange County Jail.
Okay, we're going to the jail for some teleconference hearings now.
State of Ohio versus Nathaniel Kyle Bullen, case number CRB 25113, CRB 2564, and Jeremy Caldwell is on deck.
All right, Nathaniel Bullen is here, and looks like with a new charge. All right, Mr. Bullen, you've got a new charge. It's violation of protection order. Alleges that Rome Township, February 21st, you violated a protection order. This is involving your mother again. So, it's a first degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. In his previous case, 2564, I'd ordered him to go to the VA for inpatient treatment, and he stayed about 5 minutes and ran off. So, Mr. Stratton, I'm going to appoint you to represent Mr. Bullen.
Is it just this case, or is there an underlying case?
Well, he's got two. Well, he's got, he had a warrant issued on the failure to stay at the VA. He went to the VA for inpatient treatment, but basically went in the front door and out the back door.
Okay.
And now he's got a new charge.
All right.
I'm going to set his bond at $25,000, cash or surety. And set a hearing for him Are you here the 3rd?
Yeah, I can be here.
March 3rd?
Yes.
On both cases.
What was the other case?
Violation of protection order involving his mother.
Both of them?
Yes.
Oh, okay, 2 violations, all right. Okay. Do we want to address treatment today, or do we want to do that on the 3rd?
Probably on the 3rd, I think.
Okay.
I mean, he was in let me look at the file. He got arraigned on the previous one, February 5th. He was in jail And he also had a violation on probation, well, that's been filed, still pending on that 2564, that was the previous case.
Okay.
He was on February 7th, ordered to treatment with the VA, got a 180-day jail sentence with 174 days suspended. He was released on February 12th. They couldn't take him right away. There was a few day lag between when he was ordered to go to treatment and when they could take him.
Yes.
They came and picked him up. My understanding is what I was told, when they transported him to the facility in Spring Valley, there in Huntington, he stayed about 5 months and took off.
Okay.
And he's been there before. He's been to the VA treatment before. So, I don't know. I'm looking for solutions. You may have to go to a longer-term facility away. The program in Huntington is like 30 days. You may need a longer program.
Okay.
All right. You're welcome to have the court's files.
Yes.
And he's got other files here at the court other than these two. These are just the most recent. So I'll set his next hearing for March 3rd. All right. Take care. Mr. Stratton, we'll talk to you, Mr. Dillon.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jeremy Caldwell, Lawrence County Jail, case number TRC 25338, A, B, and C. And Larry Duffield is on deck.
So this is for arraignment. Sir, are you Jeremy Ray Caldwell?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Caldwell, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, which is in Chesapeake, Ohio. This is your arraignment hearing. It's happening in the courtroom on television monitor. So your image is here in court. It's being recorded. What you say and what you do on this hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. What you choose to say, though, is on the record. It can be used against you if you admit something about your case. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state of Ohio prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
I do.
State's alleging that on February 23rd at 1:53 a.m. in Rome Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol or drugs. And the state's also alleging you took a urine screen to test what was in your system at the time this happened. So it takes a while to get results. Those go to the lab for testing, and I don't have any results yet, but eventually we'll get them.
Yes, sir.
The state's also alleging that you've had 3 prior convictions, 2 within the look-back period. So it looks like this would be a 3rd offense to me. It's not being filed as a felony.
It's a second, actually, because 2017 was the last one, and the one before that was outside of 10 years.
Okay. All right, so it's going to be considered, the state's considering a second offense rather than a 3rd offense. A second offense under Ohio law carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 10 days in jail, $525 fine, and a 1-year license suspension. You understand the possible penalties?
Yes, sir.
You're also charged with driving without a driver's license. That's an unclassified misdemeanor, maximum penalty 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine. And you're also charged with failure to wear a safety belt. That's a mandatory $30 fine. So that looks like that's all the charges. Do you have any questions about these charges before you enter a plea?
No, sir.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
Guilty.
If you enter a guilty plea, you're admitting the charges are true, and you understand on the OVI charge, I have to give you jail time.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay? I'll accept your guilty plea then. It's a pretty lengthy arrest report, but I guess I'll have to read that into the record. So this is from the State Highway Patrol in Ohio. And I've got you with, do you live in Chapmanville?
No, I live in Huntington.
Okay.
I live on 29th and 5th Avenue. I literally work at the Little Caesars right across from where I live.
Okay. Okay, well, here's what the officer wrote in his report. February 23rd, 2025, 1:53 a.m., I was dispatched to County Road 12 for a vehicle in a ditch. The original caller advised the driver was a white male wearing a hoodie and jeans. Reported the driver was slurring his words when she spoke to him. The driver left the scene, walked toward Proctorville on County Road 12. 2:05 a.m., I was advised by the dispatch center the male was picked up by the Proctorville police, who were back at the scene. I arrived at 2:20, located a black Toyota in a ditch, made contact with the Proctorville police officer, Patrolman Birch, who informed me the driver reported he'd been drinking since 5 o'clock. Patrolman Birch handed me the driver's wallets and advised he was in his cruiser. He further stated the driver was pretty messed up. There was also 2 Lawrence County deputy sheriffs on the scene. Deputies. Prior to investigating the scene, I asked the officers where the driver was coming from, said he was taking a co-worker home. I then walked around the scene. I could see tire tracks in the yard. I observed the driver had traveled south, took a wide radius turn left, across a private driveway, up a sloped yard for approximately 30 yards, past a propane tank, reversed back down the yard, around the utility pole, then forward straight into the ditch along County Road 12. At the scene, I observed no evidence that he struck anything, but inside the car, I observed a pack of 50 milliliter Fireball cinnamon whiskeys laying in the front passenger seat, with a Fireball cap laying in the driver's floorboard. Both the driver and front seat passenger seat belts were fastened into the seat belt buckle. I made contact with a resident there. While talking with the resident, I was interrupted by the driver, who was screaming in the back of the police car. Police cruiser was approximately 70 yards from where I was standing. Made contact with the driver, who was Jeremy Caldwell, who was handcuffed in the back of the police cruiser. When I approached, I was informed by officers I was going to talk to him. I asked him who he was, and he asked if I was the sergeant. He proceeded to laugh and said, "You haven't got SIP." While talking with Mr. Caldwell, I observed his eyes were bloodshot, watery, his speech was thick and slurry, detected a strong odor of alcohol coming from his breath and person. He was unable to focus his eyes on me as he was staring off. I felt he had significant impairment. He did not seem calm, was yelling. Asked him if he was going to calm down. He said, "What? I was yelling with you. The police told me that I ain't got no rights. What do you mean, bro?" When he was advised I did have my body camera on, he said, "Because I got 2 going on the back of you." He continued to act absurd by randomly laughing and making comments such as, "You can F me, boy, whatever way you want to, bro." I asked Mr. Caldwell to step out of the patrol car and directed him to the fender of my patrol car. After he stepped out, he started to walk and stumbled, was very unsteady on his feet. Once at the patrol car, I asked him what occurred, and he stated, "The only thing I know is I was called up back not even a half mile, and then you have a patrol car that came up on this, and, oh no, you all's arresting him. I continued to detect the strong odor of alcohol coming from his breath, asked if the vehicle in the ditch was his, which he said, no, I don't have a car. I'm riding with the one that is being. I do not have a car. I honestly don't. Because if you all haven't run it, I do not have a license. I do not have a license to be behind a car. I asked the on-scene officer, the original caller was on the scene, which they advised she was. She said she observed Mr. Caldwell get out of the driver's seat and flee the scene. She said he had on a black jacket, blue jeans, and he was wearing a black hoodie and jeans. I asked him if he hit anything. He said he had not. I asked him how he got there. He stated, I am not there as you see. I am here. And then proceeded to lose his balance and stumble backward, causing me to have to catch and support him. Mr. Caldwell proceeded to say, trust me, I am not, then stared blankly at me. I asked him how much he had to drink, and he stated, I had a lot. I asked him what he drank, and he said, Fireball. I asked him how much he had to drink, he said, more than 6. I asked him where he was coming from, he said that he was coming from Little Caesars. I asked him if he was at Little Caesars, the direction the car was coming from, and the direction opposite of where he was walking. He said, no. I asked him which Little Caesar he works at. He said 29th and 5th. I asked him if that was in Huntington, and he replied no. I then asked him where Little Caesars was, and he said Huntington. I asked the property officer where he picked him up. He said he picked him up at 2512, was walking the direction away from the scene. Asked the driver that he was not making any sense. He asked if he had anyone in the car with him. He replied, I did not. Please turn off the phone. Whoever's got a phone on. I asked Mr. Caldwell, as Mr. Caldwell proceeded to yell at me, asked him if he would be willing to perform some tests, which he said he would. He said this was his first offense, and he was telling me he knows how to play the system. Asking him if he was being deceptive, and he proceeded to yell at me and prove he was driving his car. Mr. Caldwell proceeded to yell as loud as he could directly in my face from a distance of approximately 6 inches away. I advised him to stop yelling in my face. He proceeded to scream that I was in his face. He turned and stepped toward the other officers. I grabbed a hold of him for him, and he was making me nervous, and he proceeded to scream that he did not give an F. As Mr. Caldwell continued to be aggressive and irate toward officers, I determined that I could not safely conduct a field sobriety test. Placed him under arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence, gave him his Miranda rights, performed a search of his person. He said that the vehicle was his wife's. Placed him back in the patrol car. He continued to scream and bang around. A spit guard was placed over his head to prevent him from spitting on officers. I made contact with the original caller and property owner. She advised Mr. Caldwell was the individual she witnessed getting out of the vehicle from the driver's seat and leaving the scene. After speaking with the original caller, I made contact with a young female Heather who said Mr. Caldwell dropped her off at her house approximately 5 minutes toward the direction the vehicle was coming from. Asked Heather if Mr. Caldwell was driving the vehicle that was in the ditch, which she stated he was. With her, they dropped her off and was driving, which she did confirm. She said she doesn't know why he took County Road 12 since that was not the way he took when he took her home. I asked her who the owner of the car was, and she said it was Mr. Caldwell's wife. Asking him if he wished to have the car towed, he didn't give a direct response. I read him the BMV 2255 form, and he spat on the form and said, I'm under arrest, and here is not another as under arrest. You can let go everybody that you want. Mr. Caldwell continued to be served in the back of my patrol cars to include making assaults toward me, screaming, kicking the windows. When asked for his phone number and address for court records, he stated, F you, I don't have them know. Go figure it out. While inventorying the vehicle, documents with Jeremy Caldwell's name on them were located in the glove box. The front plate had Caldwell inscribed on it. Mr. Caldwell was transported to Lawrence County Jail and he did provide a urine screen, which was packaged and sent to the OSP Crime Lab. The vehicle was towed by nicely towing. Photos of the scene were obtained. He was sorry for operating a vehicle intoxicated without a license, failure to wear a safety belt. Mr. Caldwell's criminal history, he has a previous felony OVI conviction.
Oh, there's a previous felony OVI
That's what it
conviction?
says in this report.
And that is from West Virginia?
I do not know. That's all it says.
Well, 3 is a felony in West Virginia, isn't it?
It looks like in the file, I've got a driving history printout. It's pretty lengthy. It looks like it's West Virginia. Possession of controlled substance in Logan County. And it looks like there was a DUI with that one too. That was in 17.
Yes.
There was a brandishing, carrying concealed weapon without a license, driving while revoked on a DUI. It does look like they were dismissed though. There was a Wyoming County Sheriff's Office charged of domestic battery. There was a burglary in Logan County, felony, petty larceny. There was a DUI with child endangerment in Logan County. Looks like he was at Salem Correctional Institute at some point.
Can I approach, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Read this, page 5, and page 5, I don't think you copy might be better. Somebody highlighted that like that.
Same.
So. That's
All right, so Mr. Caldwell, after reading through this record, the state's is asking for more time, so I'm not going to accept your plea now, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you. I'd like to appoint a West Virginia lawyer since he's got one from West Virginia.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Steyer, I'm going to appoint you.
For the time being, then, Your Honor, we would enter a not guilty plea.
Yes. And it looks like it may wind up being a felony offense rather than a misdemeanor.
All right, so
What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Caldwell?
Given the extent of his criminal history, his being out of state, I think it's appropriate that there be a $7,500 cash or surety bond.
I'll set bond at $7,500, cash or surety.
What was the first name on this individual, Your Honor?
Jeremy.
So we need to get criminal history. I can read.
He's the only one that can rent it at our office.
Okay, is he gonna be working?
I don't know, I didn't even know he was off, he might be, I don't know if he went to his daughter's in Carolina or what he had going on.
So, let's see, he came in, this happened the 23rd, yesterday.
I'm sure they can if he knows them, I've never asked him, I'm sure.
I'm here Friday and Monday, Your Honor.
It's a copy of the court's file, it's a court's file.
His copy's no better than
The trigger must have highlighted.
Okay, let's do Monday, March 3rd. Preliminary hearing, March 3rd. Do you think you could post a bond, Mr. Caldwell?
Not 7,500.
Okay, I'll let you use a bail bond.
We always had some.
I don't know what that would be.
It'd be about $750. I can't tell you the exact figure, you have to work that out with the bondsman, but it's usually about 10%.
Yeah.
Do you think you could make that?
I know about $300 on my pay card.
That won't do it.
Yeah, that's,
Okay, well, we'll plan on being here Monday then, Your Honor.
Monday, March 3rd will be the next hearing.
State of Ohio versus Larry Duffield, Lawrence County Jail, case number CRC 2594, CRA 2593, and Sean Paul Barnes Jr. is on deck.
Mr. Stiers' case, today, preliminary hearing.
Your Honor, this matter is, I guess there's an M1 theft from Walmart and an F5 possession of drugs. Mr. Duffield remains incarcerated. According to the complaint, he's a resident of Summersville, West Virginia, which is fairly far away. I don't know when he came into custody. Did he?
The 18th, I'm assuming.
Okay. I don't know, the state, I don't believe has a file for Mr. Duffield. Am I correct?
Right, we could get it.
He was arraigned by teleconference on the 18th, I believe.
Do you have a medical card, sir?
Medical card?
Medical card.
Yes, sir.
West Virginia, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the treatment facilities in Summersville area. I'm not even sure. Summersville is southern West Virginia?
I was going to request the counseling center in Portsmouth.
Well, I don't know if he's still here. Stepped outside. I mean, I have a great deal of confidence in them. The only issue there is whether they can deal with his West Virginia medical card. However, if he's over here and going into treatment over here, they may be able to get him switched over to Ohio.
And as I recall, Mr. Duffield, you're not living in Summersville anymore, is that right? You were in Huntington?
Yeah, I was in Huntington.
Do we need Mr. Tarvin to come in?
I just want to be somewhere where I don't know anybody.
I got 5 theft. Have you heard of the counseling center before, or how were you familiar with this?
I just heard about it while I was in here.
Okay. Mr. Turvin, this is Larry Duffield. He's been a West Virginia resident with West Virginia Medicaid, but he actually requested the counseling center. So.
The insurance makes it impossible right now.
Okay.
Do we have, is OVP here? that'd be a possibility, that we had someone we deal with that actually takes West Virginia medical card, but, I'm sorry.
Yes, I can get him to use a separate living and then do outpatient through RRG in Huntington, but he doesn't want any, he wants to be somewhere where he doesn't know anybody, so. I can try to get him in there and then
I was trying to do couples treatment.
Well, that's a separate issue than what we're gonna be doing, so, I was thinking from Somersville based on the paperwork, so I was a little more concerned about what we we're gonna do immediately. If he can get into some kind of a treatment, we can get him back here in about a week or so, or whatever time frame the court deems appropriate. We would waive, time on the preliminary hearing to take it outside the 15-day mark if he's out of jail, and we would, try to get him back in here and see what we can figure out at that point. I think that might be our best bet in the short term.
What's the state's position on that?
We don't disagree with Mr. Steyer if there's a place that he can be placed, even if it's not the final solution. I guess that's what you're...
Right, I mean, we may...
What about my for tomorrow?
I don't know who that is.
It's in West Virginia.
Heather, what was your solution?
I can see if I can get a separate living bed in Huntington for him and we can do outpatient through RRG, if that's an option, until we can find out if Brianna has a bed or find another solution.
Does he have West Virginia Medicaid?
He does.
Yeah.
Is he eligible for the
We don't know that, he didn't.
Is he eligible for what?
I have a bed.
Can you take him to these West Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do you want to maybe talk to him and we call him back up?
Sure.
Okay, we got someone that's willing to talk to you.
That'd be over here, so.
It'd be in Ohio, and it's a good facility, and I don't think you're gonna know anybody there. That's one of the things he wanted.
Right, I think that's probably a good solution.
Okay.
Do they accept couples?
I don't know about that, but again, the other half of the couple isn't before the court, so we can't really take that into consideration as we go forward. It may be something you can discuss with Taylor, who's gonna give you a call.
Who's the other person that you're concerned about?
Michelle Abbott?
Well, she's not before the court, is she?
I think she's still in the jail.
Is she also, oh, I didn't know that, okay.
She has the same charges.
Well, that may change what I was thinking then.
I can take couples, but they're not gonna be strapped up with each other.
You don't have heart-shaped beds.
But do you have two beds?
And then we'll come back.
Well, so, I mean, so you heard, you're not gonna be literally together, but you could be at the same facility.
Yeah.
So, okay, that sounds like a good solution then, for at least temporarily, let's see what's happening.
There's no guarantee.
Well, sure.
Okay, so you'll get, someone's gonna call down, talk to you, and I'll have you back after you do that.
State of Ohio versus Sean Paul Burns Jr. at Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 25117, and Alan Ray Flemings is on deck.
And sir, are you Sean Burns?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burns, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake. This is your arraignment hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, what you're saying is on the record. It can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have an attorney appointed to represent you. You have a right to bail and make the state of Ohio prove the charges against you. Do you understand that?
Okay, yes.
You're charged with domestic violence. The state's alleging that on February 22nd, that you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Sean Burns Sr. So I'm taking that's your father. That he's either a member of your family or lives in your household. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. You understand the charge?
I understand it.
You don't have to agree with it, but do you understand it?
I understand it, but I don't agree with it.
Okay? I'll take that as a not guilty plea. Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
A lawyer appointed to me?
Yes. Is that what you want?
Yep.
Do you have a job?
No.
No income at all?
No.
Okay, Mr. Morford, I'll appoint you. Not guilty plea is entered. Is there a protection order requested?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you stay someplace other than with your father?
Can I stay somewhere else besides with my father?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can go to the mission. I also would like to talk to you about if you guys have like a sober living or something like that, because I've been clean for over a year, and if I go to the mission, but I'm taking chances there, you know, and I don't have any support.
Have you relapsed recently?
No, I've been playing for a year and a month, since January 19th of last year.
And do you have a medical card?
Yeah, I don't have it on me. It was being mailed to my parents' house, but I do have insurance.
From where?
Carry Source.
Ohio?
Yeah.
You think you can take it? Okay. I'm going to have RRS talk to you, so that gives you a place to live too.
Okay.
And guess we should do that before we decide on bonds. Make sure you've got a place to go. Someone from RRS, that's the name of the agency, is going to call down and talk to you. Then I'll have you back on after that's happened and decide if they'll take you. Okay? And your lawyer's here too. You can talk with them also when they call down.
Okay.
So we'll recall you later in the docket.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Alan Ray Flemings, the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 25112. Brittany Freeman is on deck.
Alan Ray Flemings. So are you Alan Ray Flemings?
Yes.
Mr. Flemings, I'm Judge Capper. You've got an extradition matter here. So this, we're going to have a hearing about it. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, they can be used against you. You have a right to bail to make the state prove these charges. The allegation is that you've got a warrant from the state of West Virginia Division of Corrections and Rehabilitation, and that they want you for some sort of parole violation. So you have a right to an extradition hearing.
Okay, I don't even know what that is, sir.
An extradition hearing is a hearing to decide, are you the person, are you the Alan Ray Flemings that West Virginia wants, and do they have good reason to seek your return to their jurisdiction?
Okay.
And you can have an attorney represent you on that hearing. Do you want to have such a hearing, or you can waive extradition, and if you waive extradition, your saying, I agree, I'm the person they want, and I want to go over there and take care of this.
Yes, yes,
So that's what you want to do?
yes,
You want to waive extradition and agree to go to West Virginia?
yes.
Okay, so we're not going to have a hearing about it. I'm just going to set a time frame for them to come pick you up. Okay, so they're asking for, this is coming out of, it looks like it's Wayne County Circuit Court. That's where your conviction was, it looks like, according to them. So-
Yeah, I was convicted with them, but I done took care of all that time.
Okay. I'm going to send down a waiver for you to sign.
Okay.
They're asking for no bond, I'll set no bond. I'll set it out a couple weeks. That's the 10th. So you'll be on my docket March the 10th at 10 o'clock. Or
Okay.
West Virginia to pick you up before then. Okay, do you have any questions, sir?
I had I think it's driver's suspended for here 6 years ago. What do I do about having it fixed?
Okay, we'll take a look at it and see if we can pull it up. They didn't give me anything on it, so I don't know
Okay.
if anything's still pending on it or not. If they find something, we'll call you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Brittany and Freeman, case number CRA 25-111 at the Lawrence County Jail. Brittany McKenzie is on deck.
It's another waiver for another extradition matter. Ma'am, are you Brittany Freeman?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's alleged that there's a warrant for you in Boyd County, Kentucky on possession of controlled substance and criminal mischief, and they're asking that you be returned to Kentucky on these charges. You have a right to have a hearing here to make sure you're the right Brittany Freeman, and if I should order you to go to Kentucky on these charges. Do you want to have an extradition hearing, or you can waive extradition and say, yeah, I'm the person they want, I need to go there and clear this up?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. In fact, this is unusual, because usually they say no bond. They say you can post a bond. And they only set it at $1,000, which is pretty low. So I'll set your bond at $1,000. If you can post it, I'll let you go over there and turn yourself in.
Yeah, I can post it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have to call family and they can post it for me.
Okay, you want to talk, here's the way this works. If you got $1,000, you can post that with the clerk.
Okay.
Once you
Can
turn
post it
yourself,
for me?
okay, hold on. Yeah, somebody can post it. Anybody can post it. Once you turn yourself in Kentucky, then that $1,000 will be released back to the person who posted it. If you can't come up with $1,000, I'll set it as a surety, so you can use, that means a bail bondsman. They're guaranteeing your appearance, and you gotta pay them a fee, which you lose, but then they have to pay the $1,000 if you don't show up, which means they're gonna come snatch you up and take you to Kentucky if you don't show up over there.
Okay.
So which do you want? Do you wanna try post $1,000, or do you want a bail bondsman?
I guess a bail bondsman, I guess?
Okay, we'll have a bail bondsman contact you.
Okay, thank you so much.
But, Okay, so I'm gonna give you some time. Are you pretty sure you can post the bond?
Yes, I'm positive I can.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put you back on the docket for Friday, which is the 28th, February 28th. If you have appeared in Boyd County that gives you all week to go over there and get this warrant withdrawn. So all you gotta do is show up and they'll withdraw the warrant. Once they withdraw the warrant, then your case here is over.
Okay.
If you don't show up over there and the bail bondsman posted your bail here, then I'm gonna tell him, go get her, sick him, and he will.
Right, I understand it, and I promise you, I will do definitely go and get this taken care of.
Okay.
I don't know why they issued a warrant, because I completed the rehab they had issued me to go to, and I have my completion papers at home, so I'm not sure why they even issued a warrant for me.
I don't know either, but they did.
Okay.
So that's what's out there pending, so Boyd County District Court. So that's who you need to get in touch with, that's who issued the warrant for you. I'm gonna set, so if something happens, that doesn't go the way you think it should, you gotta be here at the court in Chesapeake Friday at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
You know where the court is?
Yes, I do, it's right across the street from here, right?
No. You're in Ironton. Ironton and Chesapeake are like opposite ends of the universe. People in Ironton don't recognize Chesapeake, people in Chesapeake don't recognize Ironton. So you gotta come east, 20-some miles.
I'm familiar where it is now, I'm sorry.
Across from the flea market,
Yeah.
okay? If things don't go right, and you can't get to Ashland and turn yourself in, you gotta come to Chesapeake Friday morning and show up and explain to me why you couldn't get it done. Otherwise, the bail bondsman's gonna be out hunting you down, and you don't want that.
Okay, no, I don't want that.
Okay, I'll set our bond at $1,000 cash assured. And you let Mr. Sowers know? Okay, you'll hear from him sometime this afternoon.
All right, thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Brittany McKenzie at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 25118, and Gregory Henry is on deck.
All right, ma'am, are you Brittany McKenzie?
Yes, sir.
Ms. McKenzie, I'm Judge Kapler. This is your arraignment hearing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. You can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
Hey, I would like an attorney, please.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yeah, I can as well, right?
I'm going to appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you. And he is here, so we'll get him in the courtroom.
Do I have a bond, sir?
That's going to be the next thing. I'm waiting for your lawyer to come in and talk about it. There he is. So Mr. Steyer is going to be your lawyer. What's the prosecutor's recommendation on this for bond? It's a F4 vandalism.
Yes, Your Honor, and the prosecutor's office is already familiar with Ms. McKenzie because we had her in Ironton Municipal Court just recently. And we had concerns at that time that she had some mental health issues that she needed to deal with. And in reading this affidavit, she had an apartment and removed electrical wiring and flooring and things of that nature. And in the next to last paragraph here of the affidavit, it says that Brittany advised that it was her apartment and that she was doing this because of the radiation that was going through the residence. So I think this affirms for us the need for her to have some mental health treatment. Having actually personally spoken to Ms. McKenzie on the last time we were in court in Ironton Municipal Court, I know that she has a very stubborn streak to her, but behind that I think is the need for some real help here. In addition to the fact that she has destroyed the property that belonged to the landlord. So if she were to get out, we would want it to be to treatment, and we'd want there to be a GPS monitor.
Is there any indication that, besides the mental health, that there's substance use issues?
The OVI was alcohol, but her behavior on that particular occasion, she was passed out behind the wheel of a vehicle at the Speedway station in Ironton for like an hour before law enforcement was called. And the test score was .102 alcohol, so that just didn't seem high enough to explain her behavior that night. So at least there's a suspicion that there's drug use.
Your Honor, based on what I'm hearing, I'm going to need to enter a not guilty by reason of insanity and suggestion of competency in this, which I'll follow up with in written form. I haven't spoken to her beyond that. I wasn't her attorney in Ironton Municipal, but I was in the room when some of this was discussed there as well. So I think that's the appropriate path for today. I may, once I speak to her, not feel, well, actually, the competency issue, I don't know that I need to enter at this point. I need to talk to her before I make that determination. But I am going to enter a plea of, actually, this is a felony, so it's not a plea issue. So I guess I can't enter that plea or any plea at this time if the only thing pending is a felony.
And this, I guess the only issue would be whether there's any facility that would be amenable to taking her under circumstances.
And she also has a probation violation in Ironton Municipal Court that's going to court this afternoon.
Excuse me, sir. It says that these papers were printed at 12:30, Tuesday 24/25. It's only 12:03 p.m. I will just take that for the record.
Okay.
The papers, the summons.
How long have you been in jail now, Ms. McKenzie?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been in jail?
I've been here since Friday, and this also says that I was supposed to appear in court at 9 a.m. this morning, when the papers were filed at 8:55 a.m. But I didn't even talk to the deputy about this incident until after, way after 9. It was after 10.
When you
So I just don't, you can change the times of things, so I just want to say for the record.
I think Friday or Monday are both within the 10 days, if I'm counting correctly. So I would suggest either Friday or Monday, Your Honor.
Monday, March the 3rd.
Am I going to have a bond, sir?
What's the state's position on bond?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I asked the state for a recommendation on bond.
We would request a $5,000 cash or surety bond, and I'm going to message Mr. Kincaid in Ironton Municipal Court and let him know that we would not oppose it if she were to be able to get into some kind of treatment. So if it works out with both courts, we'd be okay with an OR bond and GPS.
Excuse me, sir, I'd like to also state for the record, I was not read my rights before I was arrested and put in jail.
Okay, you stated that for the record.
I'll keep that in mind, ma'am.
All right, I'll set it at this point at 5,000 cash or surety. If there's treatment options that come up, I will be amenable to looking at those and changing the bond at that point.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At this point, March the 3rd will be next week.
Yes.
With GPS.
What was this individual's name, Your Honor?
Brittany McKenzie.
Brittany McKenzie, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Gregory S. Henry at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 25116. Cameron Harris is on deck.
Gregory Henry. Sir, are you Gregory Henry?
Yes,
All right, Mr. Henry, you've got a charge here in this court. I'm Judge Capper, and I am at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake, which is where your charge is filed. You're appearing in the court on a monitor. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, it's on the record. It can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
yes, sir.
The charge against you is domestic violence. The state's alleging that on February 24th in Perry Township, you not only caused or tried to cause physical harm to Julie Smith, and that Ms. Smith is a member of your family or lives in your household. So that's what makes it domestic violence. And the state's also alleging that you've got a prior conviction for domestic violence, and that's why it's charged as a felony. Maximum penalty for this is 18 months in jail, $5,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you have a job?
No, sir. I'm trying to get my disability.
Okay. And you live in Ironton?
Yes, sir.
Or at least in Ironton mailing address, correct? It's an Ironton mailing address, State Route 243, Ironton?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm going to appoint Mr. Holt to represent you. And set a hearing for you for March 3rd. Preliminary hearing. State's position on bond for Mr. Henry.
State would request a $2,500 cash or surety bond, and we're going to ask for protection order.
You think you could post a bond, Mr. Henry?
No, Your Honor.
No bond?
What, how would we do, how much would we want to the bail office?
$250 roughly.
Well, I've got 200 here at the jail with my person.
Okay, do you have another place to stay other than with Julie Smith?
Yes, sir.
You all don't live together?
No, we live together, but I can stay at my daughter's or my brother's house.
What's your daughter's name?
Trista Henry. Right, stay at my brother's house later.
Okay, I'll make it a $2,000 bond then. Cash or surety, and you want to talk to a bail bondsman, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you stay away from Julie.
Okay,
You can't go around her, contact her, or post anything about it. And you gotta be in court. Do you know where the court is in Chesapeake?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you gotta be here March the 3rd, so that's Monday, a week from today. March the 3rd at 10 o'clock. Do you know J.T. Holt? He's there in Ironton. Attorney J.T. Holt?
Yes, sir.
He's gonna be your lawyer. I'm appointing him. So you can contact his office. He's right across from the courthouse.
Okay, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
So the bail bondsman will contact you about posting your bond.
How much is the bond?
$2,000. All right, that's all, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Cameron Harris at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 25114.
Sir, are you Cameron Harris? I think he's froze. Okay. Sir, are you Cameron Harris? Can you hear me? All right, Mr. Harris, can you hear anything? Just call him. He's not responding. Can you hear me, Mr. Harris? Maybe his headset's turned off. All right, Mr. Harris, can you hear me? He's not answering.
Well, the deal is to put the headset on and see if it sounds good.
Insurance protection orders gone.
Okay, all right.
Headset's working, he just refuses to answer you, sir.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Then we'll
We'll
proceed.
place it back on so we can hear you, please.
That's fine. All right, Mr. Harris, you're charged with disorderly conduct. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything if you aren't. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail. The state's alleging that on February 23rd, Perry Township, you recklessly caused inconvenience, annoyance, alarm to others by creating a condition that was offensive to other persons, risk their harm, physical harm to their person or property. That's a 4th degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. So I'm going to take your silence as a not guilty plea. What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Harris?
Your Honor, I don't know if the court has had an opportunity to read through the affidavit.
I have not.
It appears that there may be some mental health issues going on.
Okay. I do see that now. Okay, so they're calling Shawnee, it looks like the jail was.
Yeah. So I guess if they're in the process of that, I'd like to see how that plays out.
It looks like it was requested for 24 hours. Okay, who's still here? So, Mr. Steyer still here?
Steyer's still here, yes.
All right, I'm going to appoint Mr. Steyer on this one also. Not guilty plea is entered. Looks like Shawnee's doing an evaluation. I'll set his bond at $2,000 cash or surety. Set the next hearing for March 3rd for pre-trial.
You know, we have a couple of recalls to jail, and we're not ready for those yet,
Okay, that's all we have at the jail for now.
for now.
Okay, we'll be coming back to the jail later. That's all we can do right now.
State of Ohio versus Billy McKenzie on a recall, case number CRA 24497 A and B. Steyer's case.
So, Your Honor, I contacted the Scioto County Jail. He is in jail on a holder for a probation violation from Scioto Municipal Court. I contacted the probation department there. The officer I spoke to was not his officer, but told me he believed they were probably going to try to get him into a rehab, but didn't know for sure because it wasn't his case. He connected me to the extension of the officer whose case it is, who didn't answer, so I got voicemail, left the voicemail, and haven't gotten a call back. My concern at this point is that if we issue a warrant on him today here, then I think Scioto County probably won't be able to let him out to definitely won't be able to let him out to a rehab, and may just not release their own holder. There is a co-defendant. I don't know what date the co-defendant was set, but I think at this point what I'd like to ask is that we just reset this for the same date. We're following this one for treatment anyway, and if they end up deciding in Scioto County to put him in a treatment center, that would be that'd probably be better for us anyway. And his co-defendant is, I think they're, if not married, they are a couple. Should, even if I don't hear back from Scioto County probation, know where he winds up.
Well, under the circumstances, I don't know that it really makes any difference whether we set it the same day. We could set it I don't know when we set her. I think it was later.
Who is the governor?
She's going to Bethesda. What's her name?
Is that Virginia?
McGlone. It was Miss McGlone. They're not at Bethesda. They're at
She is
a sober living facility of some kind.
She got kicked out of it.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, she has an assessment tomorrow, and I have her previous file, I don't know if she'll be outpatient or not.
That actually may be why he may have been kicked out of there too. That may be why he's in probation trouble with Scioto County. They mentioned something about leaving treatment.
Yeah, she was kicked out for a dirty screen. And I'm not sure about him, why.
I don't know the details. I just know they said to them they're leaving treatment.
Well, let's just continue it for a week, and that should have some clarity on it from Scioto County by then.
Yeah, the main thing is I think we just want to avoid having
That way, if they want to
warrant on it.
Fine. March the 3rd.
Thank you.
For Billy McKenzie.
State of Ohio versus Heidi R. Taylor, case number CRB 2485.
Well, I'm going to delay sentencing on this, and I'm going to strongly, I don't get to make charging decisions, but this lady needs to be charged.
Me?
She presented, if I'm not wrong, this is the one, right, that presented she presented a false statement to the court trying to get credit for community service, which she never did. Person was a trustee in the township, and it was not his signature. She forged it, and that's been turned over, it was turned over to the sheriff's office and to the prosecutor to investigate, to file charges. So she's got a bond up, I'm gonna continue the bond. That's a serious matter in the courts.
That sounds like a grand jury matter to me.
Yes, that's what I would think. So, since she's got the bond up, I'm gonna continue delay sentencing, and we'll come back in 2 weeks and see where this goes. So
Your Honor,
that's-
if I may, she has turned in 5 days of community service that was done at the Lawrence County Animal Shelter. I will need to call and verify it.
Okay. I'm gonna keep this on the docket though for sentencing, because she has a bond. That way, if she does get indicted by the grand jury, you don't have to go looking for her. If she doesn't come to court, the bail bondsman will go track her down. March the 10th, your next hearing at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Vincent Hanshaw, case number TRC 25169, A and B, set for sentencing.
All right, this is set for sentencing on Mr. Hanshaw. Okay, and I already gave you a permit for driving.
Yes.
And you wanted some time to talk to your lawyer, right?
They're aware of what's going on.
Okay. All right, is there anything else you want to tell me?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so this is a first within the look-back period and a low test score. Does the state take any position on the sentencing?
No, Your Honor. One of the things that we discussed at an earlier time was the potential for restitution that might be due.
Okay,
And
maybe that's why we continued it. I think that's right.
We requested the crash report from the Highway Patrol and more than once and haven't gotten it.
I've got it.
Okay, well, that's, at least somebody has
It's
it.
in the file.
So there was insurance, I believe. So I don't know if restitution is an issue or not, but if we have the name of the person whose property was damaged, we can find out.
Well, it looks like it was, his vehicle just ran off the road, right? Did you hit a mailbox or something, or is that it?
As mailbox, flower pot,
Okay.
couple trees.
Did you give them your insurance information?
Not the homeowners, no.
Well, on your
State
vehicle.
Patrol, yes.
Did you give them the insurance information on your vehicle? Your vehicle insurance would be liable to pay their damages.
Correct.
You did do that?
It shows proof of insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there was insurance.
So there shouldn't be a deductible or anything for the other party, so they should be made whole.
I think so.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do the sentencing. We delayed it to give them a chance to come in and
Correct.
say, yeah, I'm owed X, Y, and Z that I didn't get compensated for, but if you had insurance, that should take care of it.
Yes.
Anything else you wanna tell me?
No, sir.
First offense.
It's a first offense. Okay, I'll pay the $400 fine. Court costs, 6-month license suspension, starting the day of the offense. 20 days in jail suspended, 5 days community service, 2 years of level 4 probation. You have to go to the 3-day driving school. I'll give you a permit to drive for work, to come to community service, to come to court, anything else you need driving purposes for.
No, sir.
What about children or?
No, my girlfriend takes care of all that, so we got it covered.
You'll get the permit and it'll be good until, well, his review hearing. Okay. I'll just set your review hearing for August the 18th, so it'll be good for the whole time. Now, what happens when your suspension runs out, then you need to get with the DMV and get reinstated,
Correct.
okay? And don't charge you a reinstatement fee,
I'm pretty sure I got paperwork for that yesterday.
okay? On the failure to control, a $20 fine. You're going to speak with Mr. Cooper, the gentleman just walked in the court. The probation officer's not here today, so he's in charge of community service. You can talk to him. If you get everything finished by August 18th, you don't have to come back. That's a hearing to make sure you do what you're ordered to. So if you get it done before then, confirm it with Mr. Cooper or Mr. Major. You don't have to be here.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. That's all. Pretty good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, see Mr. Cooper, then you're pretty good.
Gotcha.
State of Ohio versus Eric C. Workman, case number TRC 24-1384, A, B, and C. Set for sentencing, Your Honor, and Mr. Lefman.
All right, Mr. Laughlin is representing Mr. Workman.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Workman texted me earlier this morning indicating that he was dealing with a family issue and was not going to be able to make it to court. I obviously expressed my concerns about that, asked him to go and follow up with me in regard to what his counseling situation was so that I could at least present that to the court. And so I will paraphrase. So Heather, related to RRG rehabilitation, apparently had contact with you. She's been working with him and got him in there with a doctor, and he's now being prescribed medication. He's indicated he's been going to his counselor. That he signed a release form so that, for you, so that Heather from RRG could get info to him. Told me to follow Heather's lead because she was setting everything up. Not sure if Heather will be at court or not.
She's here. She's here.
Heather's going to like continue what she has been doing. So I don't know if that information has been relayed to you, if you received anything from RRG regarding his progress.
All right, Mr. Laughlin, Heather is in the courtroom.
Oh, I apologize.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at my text message, so I know if Heather can relay any of that, confirm any of that with the court, but I would refer to her if the court would be so inclined. Obviously, I'm duty bound to request continuance during these circumstances. I don't know if the court would consider setting it for 2 weeks, especially if he's been going and doing what he said he was doing, to go and hopefully resolve the case. But again, I would defer to Heather to go and confirm any of what he was indicating to me.
Well, I think there's some problems with that. So, Heather, if you want to...
Your Honor, if I may, in regards to Eric Workman, he had a doctor's appointment on 2/20 at 6:15. Wait, late. He showed up the first appointment on 2/11. He drug screened, and you have the results for that. Cocaine, I can't remember what was on that.
Methamphetamine.
All the above. And then that was the only appointment that he has kept. I know last week when all the flooding came, he texted me a picture and said that he was flooded in and he couldn't come. And I told him to just, probably get on Doxy, see the doctor, and then come and screen after that, or when he could get out, and he did not. He was not able to produce a urine screen on the 20th, and he waited, and then he left without seeing the doctor. So I haven't heard anything from him today. Like I said, he was only seen once, and that was on the 11th.
Mr. Hill.
Well, I guess that maybe Mr. Lefman might need to get a hold of him and tell him he needs to get in here as quickly as possible. I have some real concerns about Mr. Workman. The first time he came in here, he was pouring sweat. I remember that he just appeared to be suffering from addiction very badly. I hate to see something worse happen to him in the short term. So we would ask for a warrant to issue, but give 7 days for him to appear.
Now, I do know that they were having issues with OVP to pull up his insurance. I did bring a copy with that, hoping that Brianna Dement was going to be here from OVP so we could get him into an inpatient. That's what I would recommend. But like I said, I've only seen him once. We did prescribe him medication, but I don't know from there.
Okay. Mr. Laughlin, anything you wish to say?
Yeah, I mean, again, obviously, we would look to, you guys do report on Mondays and Fridays, correct, Josh?
Yes.
All right, so I will go reach out to him and let him know that there's going to be a warrant that's going to be issued and that he needs to report on 7 days, so hopefully we will be able to go and get him in there on Friday and look to go and try to address this. That's my hope and my goal, and I'll appear via Zoom as long as that's still amenable to the court on Friday at 12 o'clock. And we'll look to go and update the court and or Mr. Hill ahead of time to go and confirm that I've been able to get a hold of him and that he's going to go and be in attendance.
Okay.
Whether, if I can, should I just have him go and reach out to you in advance, or is there somebody else
Yeah.
that I should have him reach out to?
Yeah, what I'll do is after the court hearing, I'll, reach out to him and let him know what I provided and go from there and try to get him to an inpatient if that's something that he would be
I think that's what he should do.
willing to do.
But I'm going to give him 7 days to appear before I issue a warrant. He hasn't appeared within 7 days, the warrant will issue for his arrest.
Okay, again, I will be in touch with the court as soon as I get in touch with him, and hopefully we can go and get this addressed on Friday at noon, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.
State of Ohio recalls Douglas Curd, case number CRB 25115. Douglas Curd.
The jail said she didn't want to produce her.
Okay.
But he met with, when they called for the jail to capture her.
He has a bond up now. I don't think I said
I
it.
thought he had to stick around.
They did, for me to see if she.
I didn't say a date.
Yeah, I think he left.
Was he here in person or?
Yes.
Yeah, he was here in person.
That was Curd? Okay, let's try him.
State of Ohio recalls Caitlin Moore, case number CRB 24337, CRA 24243, CRB 24244.
You needed to.
Okay, this was on the docket today for a trial. This one is going to be continuance. He's gone. This is the one that they initially filed. But this is I didn't want to start today. All right, here. That's very clear.
Yeah. I was thinking, I think it's this one.
It's not about a time, it's going to be continued because late discovery, we got Jeff and she wanted in.
Is it the right one?
See what?
Is it the right one? Since there was two different files.
You'll have to come in and see. I have 2 different files, yes. And I have the right one. I'm prepared to go to trial right now.
Because it's all face on it. It's all out. You know what I mean?
Mr. Hill wants him to have an opportunity to see what I served one at the end of last week.
So on this Curd, I issue one.
Yeah, let me look at something. I'll go ahead and
Yeah. And forfeiture, what? March 24th?
Okay, so this Wednesday, Is it just one case number? I thought there were two.
There's two.
Yes, he's got the file. I told her to bring it back.
Here it is. She brought it back.
Oh, she brought it back. I didn't see her come in.
So on Miss Douglas Curry, did we find out whether she wanted a protection order or not? Remember, she was in custody, you decided not to charge her?
She doesn't want a protection order.
Okay. So no to TPO. Then he left, he's got a bond though, so I'm letting Mr. Sowers know he left, and I'm issuing a warrant for him. Okay, so now we're back to Caitlin Moore, 24,337, 24,243, 244.
So, Your Honor, and I'm sure it was through no fault of Mr. Morford, but we got some discovery at the tail end of last week. It was filed Thursday or Friday or whatever. Even as late as yesterday evening, when I spoke with Mr. Hinkle about the case, I talked to him on the phone, I didn't realize that we'd gotten this extra piece of evidence that had just gotten to us. And when I started to review it, I thought that it was going to have, I'm sure, an impact on how we might approach this case, especially because I think Mr. Hinkle needs to be able to know what's going to be said. I think it's being presented to us as exculpatory. And so therefore, I felt the need to have Mr. Hinkle be able to review that before we would actually have a trial. And given the late nature of the fact that it was turned over to us just at the tail end of last week, I felt like we didn't have enough time to go through all that.
Judge,
So
we have no objections, and we did get it served late due to circumstances beyond my control.
Okay, so how do we want to come back for a trial, or when we come back, is it going to be a pre-trial?
Judge, based upon prior history, we might as well just go ahead and set it for a trial.
For you?
And that's fine.
Okay.
So let's,
Well, the first date, there's no trial set now, is March 24th, so anytime after that, March 24th or after, if there's preferences for lawyers or their clients or the complaining party.
Judge, I have the trial and common pleas on the 24th.
So the 28th is better?
Yes, Your Honor.
28th or 31st?
Could you go later in April, Judge? I've got a religious retreat at the end of March.
You got what?
A religious retreat and a Emmaus walk.
April 4th? It's the first Friday in April.
That's the last day of it, Judge.
April 7th?
I'm here then.
That's a Monday.
That'll work.
Okay, trial April 7th at noon.
Thank you, and I apologize to Mr. Hills for not getting it to him earlier.
Your Honor, if I may, there's a subpoenaed witness here today.
Okay, what's your name, ma'am?
Sierra Markham.
She's your witness, isn't she?
I don't know anything about this case.
I don't think she's.
You subpoenaed her.
I'm guessing Caitlin.
She's the one who gave her that.
She's not going to be needed at the trial, Judge. We don't need the subpoena continued.
All right, ma'am, you're released. You do not have to come to the next hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Michael Poe, case number CRB 25-1.
We'll have a change of plea, Your Honor.
Okay, what plea do you wish to enter?
No contest with the stipulation and findings of fact. Guilty.
Is that correct, Mr. Poe?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, my usual on these types of cases, when you enter a plea, is I have you do a urine screen.
Josh is ahead of you, Judge.
Okay?
He's already had one.
I don't have the results.
I haven't taken it yet.
Oh, you haven't been able to
No,
go?
I'm getting ready to.
Well, in fact, he's not been able to produce, Judge.
Okay, go do it. Go do the urine screen. Go do the urine screen.
Okay.
But now? Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus James Gibson, case number TRC 2533, A and B.
This is Mr. Morgan's case at the free trial. And this was one, I think the state was looking to see if they got the results back, or?
We didn't have them earlier.
The, Mr. McClellan in our office, who would normally be the one to check on those, is not in the office today. So we contacted the Highway Patrol Post, and I don't believe we've heard back at this point.
Well, it's 7 weeks, so that's been kind of early to get results. You wouldn't think it would be early, but it had been taking 9 to 10 weeks.
Well, we might have some.
What's that?
You know anything about this? Did you ask?
Yes, he was going to check on it for me. Those available, he's not.
Okay. So we haven't received an email confirming the results. So we could, I mean, I don't know if there's enough of a docket left to wait and see if they come back with the results, or?
Yeah, we can check. I checked about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we can check.
Okay. We'll add,
Yes, sir.
give them a little more time to check and see if they get it.
State of Ohio recalls Larry Duffield to the Lawrence County Jail.
Judge.
CRA.
I'm sorry, what date?
I didn't say today, we're going to recall him today.
Recall.
Case number CRA 2593, CRV 2594. And Sean Paul Burns is on deck.
This is Mr. Steyer's case, Larry Duffield, he's on teleconference.
And Your Honor, my understanding is that Bethesda can take him.
Okay.
Are you able to take him immediately?
Yes.
So he can be taken immediately by Bethesda. I don't think we set a date yet. I'd be willing to go out past the 15 days that's required if he's out of jail, if that's what the court prefers, or we can come back closer to see how he's doing.
Okay, Mr. Duffield, I got to give you the long speech about this. Now, it's not going to be as long as you're not getting a GPS monitor, but you do have a felony.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the distinction between felonies and misdemeanors?
Yes, sir.
Felony means you can go to prison if you get convicted of it. A misdemeanor, you can only go to the county jail where you are right now. A felony also, if you don't show up, like if I set a hearing, which I am going to set a hearing on this, and you decide, I'm not doing this, I'm taking off and going back to Summersville. A warrant issued on a felony is good in Summersville.
Yes, sir.
So you can't escape getting arrested just by going out of state.
I understand that, sir.
So you need to take advantage of this, get clean, do what you're supposed to.
Yes, sir.
And then if you do, you're going to stay with me in the misdemeanor court rather than go to the felony court. But if you mess up really bad, they can send you down to the felony court where you can go to prison on a felony charge, obviously.
Yes, sir.
So it's up to you, whether you got to do what they tell you to do, how they tell you to do it, when they tell you to do it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You on board with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll order you released to Bethesda for treatment.
I'm available all upcoming court dates except the 10th and 24th of March. So anything through March other than those days are available.
Okay, let's see what we got. How about the 17th?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to see you in a few weeks, and they're going to give me a report as to what you're doing. So make it a good report. Do what you're supposed to do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
State of Ohio, we call Sean Paul Burns of the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 25117.
You give this one. Thank you.
This is Mr. Morphin's case.
Says I've spoken with him, and RRS has spoken with him. They're going to take him.
Okay.
All right.
RRS is willing to take you to inpatient treatment, and you're willing to go.
Yeah, I'm willing. I guess they'll tell me more about the treatment center when I get there, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's treatment for substance use, and it'll get you out of the living situation you were in before, and get you a chance to stay in recovery and do good and get a good result.
All right.
So I'm making it a condition of your bond that you stay there. And again, you have to do what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, $2,000 OR bond, release to RRS, inpatient.
Now, was that, you said $1,000?
I'm letting you out on your signature. You don't have to waste the money.
All right, you let me out on the signature?
Right.
Okay.
But you can't go around or contact your dad while this is pending.
Yes, sir.
Okay, at least for a while.
Yes, sir.
So I'll see you, are you available the 10th, March 10th?
Yes.
March the 10th,
Okay.
so a couple of weeks. I'll see you, and they'll give you a report as to how you're doing.
All right.
Make sure it's a good report.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
And finish up at the jail.
State of Ohio versus Hunter Tooley, case number CRB 24385 A and B, CRB 24329, CRB 24292, CRB 23147.
All right, Hunter Tooley is here. Mr. Morford's case, he's at the counseling center. There's been some issues with phones mostly. Is that the main problem?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. Other than that, he's doing what he's supposed to do, finally.
Okay. What do I have to do to make you realize you can't have a phone? Until they say you can have a phone.
Not have a phone.
What?
Not have a phone.
Not have a phone, yeah, that's... What's the state's position on it?
Well, he's still there. So, I mean, that's, I guess, the very least that we could hope for, that he would be there and getting some improvement. So, I guess it's, I just wanted to, hopefully they won't lose patience with him. Person should only have so many chances.
He's had a lot.
You gotta learn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna sentence you to 10 days in jail, suspended on the condition that no fund shows up in your hand at any time until the counseling center says you can have a fund. First time they tell me you got a fund in your hand, you're going to jail for 10 days.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You understand?
Yes, sir.
It's not, there's no question about what you have to do, right?
No, sir.
No question what will happen if you do get a fund. Somehow you talk other people into giving you their fund, right? Isn't that the way this works? Yeah, okay? Maybe I need to put them in jail with you. I don't know what stories you come up with, but stop it, whatever it is you're doing to get people to give you their fund. No more, unless you want to go to jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay, his next hearing is March the 10th, so we'll keep that date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
As the file versus Gary McCoy, case number CRB 24227.
Yeah. Mr. Morford, this is your case.
That's what I thought, Judge.
Do you have the report, Mr. Morford?
I do not, Judge.
There's one behind you there. that you can look at.
Thank you.
2 pages in is the report.
I'm sorry, 15. This is
13.
no. Yeah, but that was. You think it was the same case?
So the things, was there a shoplifting incident or something?
There was, she recently had that shoplifting incident again, and then she had a failed drug screen.
That's what I can't read that.
It's gonna, we sent a drug screen off, that was one of
Did she get charges out of this Dollar General?
She did. For that
Well, I guess I need some further explanation because I don't see, what is alleged to have happened with her and Dollar General. I don't understand that.
what I was told is she went back to the house, and when they come back from going to any type of store or anything, they do a check on their receipt to make sure that they have not, that they don't have more things than what's on the receipt. And upon checking that receipt, they found things that weren't on her receipt.
Okay, so that's the picture of the things that are not on the receipt?
I think a few of those are on the receipt. I think it was just a picture of the whole bag of stuff that she had in general.
All right, Ms. Morford, why don't you take her in the back and talk to her about it, and then we'll come back out and decide how we're going to move forward. Okay. She wasn't scheduled until the 28th. She was on the docket the 28th of March.
State of Ohio versus Jeremy J. Kearns, case number CRA 23738, CRB 23739.
Yeah, first runner.
Yes. Okay. He was called earlier.
He was in group and I asked him to leave group to come to court.
Okay, so he's getting a good report then?
Yes, he's employed, he maintains all of his requirements for treatment and continues to screen clear.
Okay, I withdraw the warrant. And he's got a good report. He still has some community service he needs to do.
Yeah, can I do this Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put me on for that. And I apologize for missing court the last time.
Okay.
That was all my fault.
Okay, I'm going to make it March 28th, is your next hearing, March 28th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We got 3 cases left, they're all Mr. Morford.
You see if he's got a felony.
He's in the back, so we'll take a recess. Did you get anything on Gibson on the?
It's not, we've confirmed that it's not ready.
Okay.
Although
So we'll
it's-
just have to set it up.
I don't